How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to an image of the HR office live. We actually are here, but we're in the process of eating our dinner of pizza and wings, and we don't want to gross you guys out with our disgusting habits, so we're just going to munch right on into the microphone anyway. As always, I'm your host, Greg. We will be transitioning to visual status once we're done eating here. I already introduced myself as Greg, but I realized I needed to add that as well. Anyway, as always, as I said before, I am Greg. I'm joined here by May. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're joined here by Mira. Say hello. Alrighty, man. We got quite the topics today, and we're going to start this podcast the way we've started the last couple podcasts, and that is with Crit Watch, ladies and gentlemen.
That is with turning your ad block off.
That is with turning your ad block off, yeah, basically. So, we have been keeping tabs on where the Critical Role, The Legend of Vox Machina animated special Kickstarter is at, more like animated series now. And ladies and gentlemen, we are at a whopping $9,101,142 out of an original goal of $750,000.
Also, more importantly, we hit all the stretch goals.
We hit all the stretch goals, so we get a 10-episode series. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, right? Before we get to May's reaction and what's been going on with her with that, let's go with you, babe. How excited are you for this? You're super excited. I realize it's going to be a lot of fun trying to, like, take a bite of food while people are talking and hoping that they talk long enough for you to finish up your bite. May, as someone who's not into Critical Role really, but that's starting to change slowly but surely, how do you feel about all the stretch goals being hit and now you have a full series that you can try out if you are interested?
That's good. I wish they would do campaign 2, but that's okay.
Is it because of your new husbando, Caleb?
You got it.
No spoilers, because I know Romano's starting campaign 2.
Well, spoiler alert,
I need to figure out where she
Caleb is May's hobo boyfriend. She's like, here, hold on.
One of the few hobos on the
I'm switching to visual right now. Give him the blessed right now. Oh man, we are blessed. But yeah.
Romano, real quick, what episode are you on in campaign 2? So that way I can figure out where you are.
Spoiler alert, everyone dies in episode 3. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
I'm fucking kidding. But yeah, so we get all of we get all of the stretch goals for it. We get the full Briarwood arc, my favorite arc from Vox Machina. Usually one of the best arcs that Matt did in that. And he did a lot of great arcs from that series. Mm-hmm. But there's just something about the darkness of the Briarwood arc and just kind of how fucked up it was. It was awesome.
Well, whenever I go back to campaign 1, that's usually where I start off.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that anything before that was really bad or anything, it's just I love starting off at that point.
Well, it's a good point to start off. I mean, I'm halfway through episode 5.
It's
all
all
good.
It's okay. I just wanted to see where you were.
I recently picked back up, because I'm really behind on Critical Role, I recently picked back up campaign 2, and I am on episode, 38 now?
Right now I'm listening to other things. So.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in a little bit. So, I would take a bite. You know, the best way to do a podcast is the sound of napkins being open, the sound of people munching on food. You know.
This is why we're on Image Away.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I look fucking gross right now. I watch it at the office, so to get part of an episode done during a short time, I'm there. Nice. There you go.
Sense.
That works.
Which I think she watches videos on YouTube, so that's probably she has to have the intermission thing in her video too.
There's usually someone that says, "Hey, break starts here, break ends there," because there's always that person in the comments that does that. So
sometimes it gets buried though, so I understand.
So since you and I are the Critical Role major fans, what are you most excited about to see in the animation now? I mean, I know we're getting the Briarwood arc, but what specifically?
I was gonna say aside from the obvious.
Is there a scene or a moment or anything specific that you're super excited
without
about?
going into too much of a spoiler, but that kind of toward the end of the arc with Percy, where you meet kind of someone that's always been with him.
Yeah. Oh. Are that
I want to see how that gets animated because the way Matt described it was really cool.
Well, that's also the scene with the Vex dropping his full name for the first time as well, right? Yes, that's a powerful thing. I'm excited for two different things, and they're probably the most gruesome and tense things. I'm excited for the first dinner scene with the Briarwoods when they're in Amon. When Percy kind of goes, hey, next time the Briarwoods are in town, let me know. And the dinner scene and what happens afterwards, specifically with Vax before all the shit hits the fan, I am so... You know that's going to be like an episode cliffhanger. It's because that's how they had the cliffhanger in the actual series, if I remember correctly. The other thing I am excited to see, and it's the most gruesome, fucked up thing, is when they enter Whitestone and the greeting they get on the Sun Tree.
Yeah.
The very gruesome, fucked up greeting. That basically shows they knew that they were coming.
I also want to see if there's the festival in Whitestone.
Oh my god, you know what that means?
At the very end.
You know what that means?
Sam with a beret.
We get Trinket as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Be a human Trinket.
That would be so cute.
That would be adorable.
Of course, that's another thing that May can look forward to. We're going to have Trinket in there regardless.
Yeah.
Because Vex always travels with Trinket.
Does she have the necklace by then or no?
I think so.
What people have called basically a Pokeball, a D&D Pokeball.
We put Grog into the Pokeball.
Basically. But yeah, I'm really, 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 really excited for it. I am so...
Also, this means Bearded Grog.
Bearded Grog! Yes, I'm so excited. So...
They better put that in.
Yeah, because he got the belt of Dwarven kind is what we're trying to say. And he got to do... I'm going to explain this to May. So, I don't think this is going to be in the series, but in the arc before, the Briarwood arc, which is going to be animated, Grog got a belt called a Belt of Dwarven Kind. And it allows you, if you rolled a percentile dice, if you rolled a certain percentage, he could grow and keep a beard. Because as a barbarian, they don't have facial hair. Or any hair.
Giants, you mean.
Giants? Sorry, that's barbarian was a class, but giants don't have hair, really. But what the beard he gets from the Belt of Dwarven Kind, it's like, he starts out like clean, no hair, and then he's get this fucking massive beard, and it's like, so we're excited because he has the beard in the Briarwood arc. So everyone's like, yeah, we get babyface Grog, then we get bearded Grog. I'm just like, it sounds like people are talking about me, but they're not. It's like Kiko, Greg. That's actually a thing in Critical Role.
You explained to me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Car.
I'm explaining it to you
The only
public.
name he could get was Percy's.
Yes.
Percival, something the third.
Oh,
Because he was hot for Percy.
I mean, when I explained it to you, man, that Percy is basically Thancred with a deeper voice and more edgy. You're just like, oh no.
To make it easier, why don't you just set it to where your screen doesn't go dark for 10 minutes? So you don't have to keep pressing it.
How do you do that?
You go to your settings.
Mm.
I'm with Vex though in that front when that whole bit with Sam is going on.
Yeah.
I understand, but he's married to me, and I will cut you.
I will cut you. Yeah. That's made with Emmerich and 14.
He doesn't know it yet.
He's married to me, and I'll cut you.
That was me with that elf person that stabbed him.
Ooh! Spoiler alert, but ooh!
I was like, I will stab you.
I-
That's for a 2-year-old patch. Expansion.
Is that also when Heartchathon died? So spoiler alert.
Yeah, I was angry. But I wasn't going to cut anybody. Or stab anybody.
You were gonna cut a bitch?
I was not going to cut a bitch.
That makes sense. But anyway, so, speaking of Critical Role and Dungeons & Dragons, May, this is where we turn our attention to you. So, when we were at WonderCon, we're going to be talking about WonderCon a little bit.
Okay.
We were at WonderCon. Mira and I cosplayed Critical Role. We've been talking to you about Critical Role. You've been finding things about Critical Role. You're now starting to, I mean, not that you wouldn't like it before, but now you're finding ways to access some of the stuff from Critical Role and get you kind of into it a little bit between us describing it and all that fun stuff. And you also said that you would be interested in Dungeons & Dragons with a certain set of rules. Question being, how do you feel about your life choices right now?
Pretty good.
One of us.
Right. The one person that I would always say, yeah, she's the one shit posting like, yeah, you fucking nerds playing Dungeons & Dragons, and now you're just like, well, I mean, you're like, Caleb's the best. That's the other question I want to ask. What specifically made you realize, oh, I think Caleb might be my favorite just by what you've seen and heard so far?
The way you described him.
Just being like an awkward, sneaky boy.
And then I did my own research on the wiki.
Really? And saw his his fucking angsty backstory.
Yep.
Which that's Liam.
And that's what sold me.
Right. So between that and then sending you the clip of drunk Caleb. But that being said, we also have a soft spot for Molly.
Yep.
We're not gonna get into anything about that.
No, the soft spot for Molly is the I am your god, long may I reign.
Eat of my fruit.
Eat of my fruits. I'm like, May would do that.
I would do that.
May's eventual tiefling character would do something similar.
I also need to point out, just because Romano's like at the beginning of campaign 2, our WonderCon video has spoilers in there.
Really?
The
Oh
gathering.
yeah. Oh.
The one bit in the video where you
what the fuck?
That's a spoiler.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I just realized it for her because she has no idea.
Well, she could be like, maybe he's taking a nap.
Romano, don't watch that video anytime soon.
No.
Honestly,
We need the views.
If
so
you
watch
hadn't
it.
told me, I would have thought he was taking a nap.
Not until I get that message of, wait, what? Because I know I'll be getting it.
I'll send that to you later. Wait, what?
Okay, specifically from her.
We all know that the...
Because she's trying her best to keep in the dark of what's going on. Reese, on the other hand, looked ahead because he doesn't really mind spoilers.
That was me.
That's how I am with what I'm listening to right now, anyway. Like,
There's a certain... By the way, I did get spoilers because I'm trying to get all caught up on Critical Campaign 2. I found out there are 2 characters in the campaign that I think have all but been confirmed relationships. And it's the one that everyone has been saying is endgame. Because I found out that there is a kiss scene at some point.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Relates to being underwater.
Yep.
Yes.
I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking
exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Thanks, TV tropes.
Thanks, TV tropes. Yeah. I don't know. And then finding out that the baddie and I curse Matthew Mercer for this. The baddie in the arc that I'm listening to right now is a hot redheaded elven woman pirate, and I'm just like, I am cursed. I am cursed. This is not fair. How fucking dare you? It's the same way I felt when we were doing homebrewers and Brad threw in the fucking
the redheaded
elven woman. I was like, Brad, you asshole. You fucking asshole. Like, I'm even using your real name. You fucking asshole. How dare you? It's like, don't do this to me.
Brad, you're a asshole.
You're a asshole. Can you spell Brad? So
D-I-C-K.
D-I-C-K. Don't let him hear that. Anyway. Yeah, right. So, but that being said, you've been getting into it. You're just like, oh yeah, I'd want to play D&D, but I have one stipulation. I have to have a happy backstory. To which I'm just like, yo, your happy, sassy-ass backstory, I am so happy to roll with that. Dude.
I'm happy to roll with that.
Hey.
Oh, and...
Roll a pun check. To see if Greg got it.
my favorite thing, by the way, speaking of rolling, I'll let you go on to what you were going to say in a moment. My favorite thing about...
At least a 14 is not here for right now.
Okay.
It's after.
But regardless, the whole... When we're like, roll to seduce for Bara Titty, and you rolled a natural 20. Just because I think I was going through my dice, or you were going through your dice, and you're just like, yeah, roll. And she got nat 20 for seducing that Bara Titty. I was like, yo, the natural 20s always come for the Bara Titty.
Come.
The 20 has come, and so have I. Yeah, right? The 20 has come, and so have I. Anyway, so what is it you were going to say?
Oh, it's a pun for 14, but we're not talking about 14, so...
Okay.
I'll bring that up another time.
We're talking about 14 later on down the road.
Then I'll bring it up then.
So speaking of D&D stuff, this will allow me to start chowing down on some of my wings. Because now we're pivoting over to Mira. So you've been listening to something new. And you've been showing us stuff from that thing that you've been listening to that is new. Tell us all about the Adventure Zone and why you're trying to convert everyone to Adventure Zone.
So the way I think we both have kind of understood it is, Critical Role is that serious take on Dungeons and Dragons where you're trying to tell a serious story. There's not really too much room for like joking around, and if there is, it's kept to a minimum. The DM's just like, okay, come on, focus on the story. Adventure Zone, on the other hand, it's not to be taken seriously. Like, the players will throw out random, like, bullshittery that's being said, and the DM will roll with it. Like, for example, let's just be like, they're in, like, a cave. And they make a joke about how there's a monster kind of like either farting behind them or jerking off because of the sploosh sound that they're hearing. And the DM will be like, oh yeah, you just turn around and you see there's an orc jacking off behind it. No, that's not actually what happened.
Yeah.
And just keep rolling with it. But you know it's not to be taken seriously when you have names like Magnus Sideburns.
That's his last name.
A cleric named Merle I think it's Churchfoot, maybe. Or High Church.
Merle High Church.
Merle High Church.
Okay.
And a wizard.
Oh.
An elven wizard named Taco.
Taco.
Taako.
Supreme.
Taco Supreme?
He's Taco from TV. TV hasn't been invented yet, but he's from TV.
He's from television.
He had a cooking show called Sizzle It Up with Taco. Haven't gotten to it yet, but I can't wait. But
I saw the clip. We saw that clip earlier today with Sheriff Taco. He's trying to bullshit his way, saying he was a sheriff. He pulls out a...
Also, Taco was done with elevators. Because the last time he got into an elevator, plant vines tried to eat his dick. He's done with elevator.
I'm sorry, what?
That'll be explained another time. But yeah, it's just like the DM has never DM'd before. And he's like DMing for 2 of his brothers and their dad.
No doubt, yeah.
So it's a family D&D session. But just, it's not to be taken seriously.
Have you gotten to Taco's boyfriend yet? Who's like a vampire, apparently?
No, but I cannot wait. He's not a vampire, he's a Grim Reaper.
Okay, tomato. I'm so sorry about this.
Taco Taco.
Taco. Waco, Texas. I don't know.
Also, Taco has a grandfather named Grandpa Tostada.
Grandpa Tostada.
His sister's name is Loop.
His sister's
Like
name
Chalupa?
Yep.
That's the theory I have, because there's...
That's the theory I have!
Well, because on her wiki page, it doesn't say, like, what her
Loop?
full name could be, so it actually is Loop. Which makes me wonder, is it pronounced that way because Chalupa? There is no confirmation.
So the player character for Taco literally went to, like, Taco Bell before their first session and just, like, doubled down and, like, man, that Cheesy Gordita Crunch was incredible. He couldn't name a character Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
They were asking Taco's player character what Taco's last name was, and someone made the joke Bell.
Taco Bell.
Supreme.
And then they made the joke of his father was the elder Taco. Taco Supreme, if you will.
The Taco Supreme, if you will, yeah.
But it is canon. His grandfather's name is Grandpa Tostada.
How is it spelled again?
Okay, so I have to look at how Tostada is actually spelled.
Uh-huh.
But, like, the second to last A in Tostada, add another A to that. Tostada. Like, how Taco has one A, and he just added another one into his name.
Just to be, like, Elven and shit like that?
Tostada.
Of course. So how are you enjoying the Adventure Zone?
I just got through, I think, 3 arcs now.
Yeah, you've been marathoning that shit, but apparently it's way shorter than, like, trudging through 4 hours of one episode of Critical Role.
Oh, yeah. Each episode is about, like, maybe at least an hour long.
An hour long. Not bad.
Maybe a little shorter if you cut out, like, the ad in the middle.
Today's episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. No,
By
there's no ad here, I promise you. I was just imitating someone doing an ad. We are not sponsored in the least.
But
I
yeah.
wish we were. Fucking Nature Box. Call me, because you said Nature Box. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, like, with the intermission bit in there, it's, like, maybe a few minutes over an hour.
Oh, very good.
So, they're really easy.
Really
They're
easy.
on YouTube. They're on podcast apps. I think they're on Spotify now.
I think you were telling me that.
I want to say I saw it on Spotify at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Adventure Zone is just, like, one of those campaigns where they started off with the starter set, which is that's how they started the whole, like, campaign thing.
Right.
But they finished it really quick, and they were just having fun with it, so the DM just, like, added more stuff to it.
That's awesome. Like Fantasy Costco.
Fantasy Costco. I want a Fantasy Costco.
I think we all want a Fantasy Costco. May, would you want a Fantasy Costco?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're all gonna go to Fantasy Costco and get Extreme Teen Bibles.
Extreme Teen Bibles. Is that his... Okay, so clerics.
Okay, so the fun fact about some of those items, they're user suggestions. Like, the people that listen to the podcast, they tweet suggestions to the DM for, like, items to use. Like, if they tweet about the show, there's a chance that their name can be used in the show as a, like, an NPC.
Oh, boy.
So, the Extreme Teen Bible is something that someone came up with that listened to the show. And
That's
submitted
funny.
it, and the DM picked it.
That's so funny.
And
Extreme
there's like
Team
a
Bible.
list of items that they get to pick from when they go to Fantasy Costco, and the cleric wanted to pick the Extreme Team Bible.
I mean, who wouldn't want it? I mean, May, if you were a cleric, wouldn't you want an extreme? I'm waiting for the new items in Shadowbringer where the Extreme Team Bible can be used by the white mages.
No, that's exclusively for blue mages.
Oh.
It's edgy.
Okay, well.
Just like your character in Shadowbringers.
Yeah, basically. Basically, you're basically fighting off the emo, like, 14-year-old you that had eyeliner and was blaring My Chemical Romance.
Show me your true form.
Perfection.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Of course, that joke works perfectly when the
Nobody
camera's not
can
on.
see it.
Nobody can fucking see it. Nobody can see that at all. Anyway, so you've been listening to Adventure Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we need to check it out. It's pretty great. You know what else is pretty great? WonderCon. WonderCon was awesome, which
That's what you were doing just now.
yes, I was doing the thing.
You're doing the Attack on Titan.
I was doing this thing. In fact, are we good to switch over to visual? Because I'm done with my wings for now.
So.
I'm done with my wings for now, so we're back to visual. Hello, everybody. Now all those like 20 minutes of just really bad visual jokes that we did just now. Oh yeah, it's pretty great. Anyway, so WonderCon was awesome. I realized when we went to WonderCon last year, we were on break. We were in the transition from TSG to Hearts Reset, and we didn't get to talk about WonderCon last time, but we get to talk about it this time. We'll start with Mira, since you're in the middle of eating your peanut M&Ms.
As I was about to
Mira, this was your first WonderCon. What did you think of WonderCon?
It was a lot of fun. It wasn't, say, as crowded as I expected it to be, just because there's so much room in there.
Yeah.
They're really good at managing the space at that convention center. They
When
really are.
When I think of something with that title, I think of things like Comic-Con, because like they're in that big giant space. You expect it to be packed, kind of like AX.
Yeah.
But that there weren't as many people there as I thought there were going to be.
Right.
Which was refreshing, because now I can actually walk around
Right.
and not die. The Critical Role Gathering was fun.
The Critical Role Gathering was incredible. I loved every single Vexalia that we ran into were like the sweetest people ever. Every single one of the Critical Role cosplayers were just the sweetest people ever. And then the
one Scanlan that was there.
the one Scanlan who put his who had a recorder, put their recorder where the dick would be.
And they also had like I think like a kazoo with
They had
a speaker.
I think it had a kazoo with a speaker, if I remember correctly, which was incredible. I was like, fuck yes, that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be just as great as your fucking kilophone that we're making for the D&D camp for your character for D&D. Fucking, and then the one bard character that I rolled that knows how to use a horn, a sitar, and a drum. So basically, he's a one-man ska band. So Mira is just like, I hate everything. Don't let me be in a camp. You approve? Yeah, fucking, I'm Real Big Fish, the D&D character. It's pretty great.
Is that your name?
What?
Is that your name?
Yeah, my name is Real Big Fish.
But it's not spelled the same way like the band.
Yeah, and it's spelled differently.
It's actually spelled like real, like actual reality.
It's REAL and then BIGG and then
no, BYG.
BYGG.
Biig?
Big and then PHISH.
Oh,
Real
like
Big
your fishing
Fish.
scam?
Yeah, Real Big Fish. That's the name of the D&D character. But no, the Critical Role Gathering was incredible. I fucking loved it. And the exhibit hall. No, the exhibit hall, I forgot how big that exhibit hall was, and they didn't even use all 4 halls. Which, this is why I've been saying for a while, it's like, why did they ever move Anime Expo? Because AX, at the scale that it is now, could easily be at the Anaheim Convention Center and be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's how it should be, just because AX doesn't know how to fucking cap tickets.
They don't know. No, it's Anime Expo. That's why I'm glad you and I are only going for one day.
The only reason they cap is because the fire marshal came 3 years ago and said you had to.
Yeah!
That's the only reason why they do it.
And
now.
even then, it's still overcrowded.
Mm-hmm.
So, but...
Well, yeah, because, like, look at last year. You could not move in the fucking dealer's room.
That was post being capped, too.
And there were people that were, like, the staff there was, like, yelling at people. It's like, you need to move! And it's like, we can't.
We're trying, like, for the love of God. But anyway, so, not to talk about AX, back to WonderCon. So, you really enjoyed WonderCon. I remember you told me, like, a couple days later, it's like, you know what, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I really fucking loved WonderCon. And that was our experience last year. It's like I remember you and I were cosplaying Voltron. We were standing outside in the evening time and we're just looking out at the main hall, not hall, but the main, like, courtyard area. And we're just like, this was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm kind of tipping my hand now. I fucking loved WonderCon this year. WonderCon is, we've gone 2 years now. Mm-hmm. I want to go every single year. It's a fucking blast. May, what did you think of WonderCon?
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
What was your favorite part about WonderCon?
The area.
It's just...
Because I like Anaheim.
Anaheim's just a nice place to go to.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I was gonna be like being Penny.
Finding another Penny Parker?
Oh, yeah.
No, your favorite part was the escalator thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That was your favorite part.
2 pennies?
Oh, yeah. You found a second penny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like Anaheim. The area in Anaheim is very beautiful.
It is. And it's like we're right across the street from downtown, or from Disneyland and California Adventure. Mm-hmm. Right in the thick of it. I got to see all the Anaheim Ducks posters, which their season ended and they finished second from last. Mm-hmm. They had a really shitty year this year. It was not great. But it was still nice to... Yeah, it was still nice to finally be back in Anaheim. Anaheim's always... Every time we go to Anaheim, it's always awesome. Mm-hmm. I always love going there. It's nice. Yeah. You get, like, the LA vibe without having to be in LA. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel nearly as dirty as LA. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know every city has a shithole area.
Of course.
Which, some are bigger than others, like LA's. But,
All gotta hide it, bro. It's true.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's like they're like, oh yeah, it's the city of opportunity. It's like, yeah, it's also the city of a Skid Row and all that fun shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I always love going to Anaheim. It's a good time. It's a really good time. And your Penny Parker was fucking adorable.
Thank you.
It really was. Hey, another black-haired character. Yep. Is that just going to be your niche? Is black-haired characters?
I'll never escape.
That's actually how we're gonna bury her in the ground whenever her time comes.
Whenever her time comes, she's gonna be buried in all her black waves.
It'll probably be Joker.
Yeah.
The afterlife will never see it coming.
Nope. This is just her legacy.
You'll arrive at the gates of heaven dressed as Protag, and God will be there and be like, "My crime boy, you're home." You'll be like, "I'm home, bitch."
Be like, "I told you to take your time."
Ooh, damn. But yeah, so WonderCon was awesome. WonderCon was great. I don't think we need to dwell on it anymore. WonderCon was awesome, and I fucking loved it. Another thing.
Just say we're ready for next year.
Yeah, I mean, you could bet your asses that we're all going to be going again next year. I would like to go the full weekend one time, but just the fact that we even go on Saturday is always a good time. Yeah. Gives us an excuse to get out of the house a little bit and all that fun stuff. But I'll tell you which... Also, I'm trying to, transition all of these, but it's not going to work. But anyway, so speaking of you bringing up Disney, and the fact, because this ties into Disney Marvel, next topic we got is just none of us are ready for Endgame. Oh. None of us are ready for Endgame.
That's why I was telling you, speaking of things we're not ready for.
Yeah, no, I was trying to tie it for May, why the transition. I think I'm just going to stop the transitions, because it makes it feel awkward, and, I talk a lot anyway, and I talk even more. So, the last trailer for Endgame came out. I'll have you tell your story about being stuck in a queue in a little bit. No, in a little bit. We're going to kind of go around the horn. Babe, how ready, not ready are you for Endgame?
I have fears.
You have fears. How many fears do you have, Ben?
One fear. Can't even hold them. One fear.
Just one?
I can't even hold them all.
It's just a giant fear, though.
It's just a ball, and you put every little fear you have in there, and eventually it just gets too heavy.
I don't think anyone is ready for Endgame.
I'll tell you what's not ready for Endgame. Your bladder is not going to be ready.
No, I'm cutting off liquids at 6 p.m.
We said 7 last time.
Well, I don't even trust my bladder for 7 p.m. So I'm going to cut it off at 6 p.m.
You're going to have to go to the bathroom before the movie starts.
Yes.
Regardless of whether you need to go.
I'm going to catheter myself, so I'm just going to piss into a bag. I'm not actually going to catheter myself.
Mae's just no.
May was about to say something serious, and here I am I'm gonna stick a tube in my dick so I don't have to pee.
She's like, I didn't need that image.
She's like, I don't need that. No, I'll just do the old get a gallon bottle with me and pee in a cup. Yeah, it's hold it, pee in a cup. Yeah.
Cap is no fun.
I know, that's why. Yeah. Anyway,
you're just gonna have one of those things where it's like a cup or whatever, and it has the tube attached to it.
Oh, it's gonna go to a bottle, yeah.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna catheter myself.
You're so gross.
Well, no, they advertised it on TV at one point. It was like, I think like a gag gift or something, where it's like if you want to go to the bathroom but you don't want to actually go into the public bathroom to go pee, here you go, pee in a bag. And I was just like, why would you do that?
I don't know. Let's get off the topic of peeing in a bag. May, you were gonna say something real quick.
I don't know if my bladder's gonna withstand 3 hours. I may have to go to the bathroom.
We may have to go. You want to know what I'm gonna predict? You and I are gonna around the same time feel like we're gonna have to go, and we're gonna be like, all right, do we tag team this or do we both go at the same time?
Yeah, I know.
Which I'm good either or because.
That's why I'm saying we go to the bathroom before we actually sit down.
Well, even then, 3
Well,
hours.
I did. Yeah, I've done that. Like when we did that for Infinity War, I did that, and even then, I don't know if I had. I think I was fine, but
I was dying, and then half the cast died at the end as well.
for your bladder.
I think my bladder got taken in the snap.
too.
Actually, I think it did.
It died.
No, I think it did.
That
But
would imply that it wasn't taken before.
true. Yeah, very true. But so you actually had a story because you got the tickets for everybody for opening night.
Yes.
I heard from you that queue was insane.
It was horrible.
So tell us all about the Infinity War, the Endgame queue.
So tickets went on sale at 5 a.m. I had no idea.
I didn't even know. Yeah.
I rushed to work early. I get on the computer. I get on the queue at 8:30. The line says it's completely stopped, and I'm
Right.
like, oh no! I'm like, is the site broken? Please don't tell me it's broken, because already there's been news reports saying that all these sites have broken. Like, I guess AMC got so overloaded they crashed the site. Like, nobody could buy tickets in every other site. No one could buy tickets.
Right.
So I get there. I'm waiting about, I think, 10-15 minutes. So I was like, because originally the theater I chose, I'm like, nah, I don't want this one. So I got out. So I was like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try again. So I go back on, like a couple minutes later. It's still stuck on, line is stopped. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to leave it open. I'm just going to do my job and just leave it open and pray.
Right.
So finally at about after 9:30, I think, that's when it said the line moved. It said I had an over-hour wait, and I'm like, oh no, okay. I'm like, I'm just going to leave this up. At this point, I'm panicking because I'm like, what if this still goes on when it's my lunchtime?
Ooh, yeah.
And I didn't bring lunch. So I'm like, what am I going to do if I get hungry? I can't leave. So am I going to go hungry for lunch? It wasn't until a little bit after, I think, 11:30. That's when it finally let me in.
Like a half an hour before lunch.
Yeah, thank God. Half an hour before lunch. It finally let me in, and...
Keep going, I'm refilling my drink.
But it doesn't stop there.
But wait, there's more.
And so I go down the line of starting from like 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep...
Whoa.
I'm moving it. Don't worry about it.
Wow, you are way too far over to me.
But, so I just go down the line starting...
I see your arm in the shot.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me, boys. Keep talking. Don't mind me, boys. Keep talking.
Oh, I see you and your side boob.
Oh, I might side boob. Oh.
Too much side boob.
Oh no! Oh no!
Too
You
much
just got banned off of Twitch. Okay, we're good. We're good.
YouTube
I'm
is
also
good.
gonna get a drink. Yeah.
So, I start going down from 6 p.m., no seats, okay? I start getting down to like 7, 8. I'm finding seats, but it's either scattered in the theater, 6 different seats, or it's all right in front of the screen.
Which to put it in perspective, there's like, what, 6 or 7 of us that are going?
There's 6 of us.
6 of us, okay.
going, and then we have what? Our friend Andy and 2 other people?
No, just Andy.
Greg,
Oh, is he? Okay.
Greg, that is not a drink. Side boob. Wow, chicken, wow, wow.
So, as I'm going to buy tickets, I go, okay, if I'm not going to enjoy being in front of the screen, what makes you think my 5 other crewmates that I'm taking, crewmates, you guys are all my crewmates.
Yeah.
My 5 other groupies here.
All roommates, groupies. Hell yeah.
We got upgraded.
Yeah, you got over. What makes...
actually get to bang you now. That's awesome.
What?
That's what a groupie is.
I know what it is.
So I'm like, what makes you think my 5 other amigos here are gonna enjoy being in this theater? So I said no. So finally, I get to 10:45. Or first I tried 11. It was a big theater, it has a bunch of seats. But I'm like, I don't really want to do 11 o'clock because I have to go to work the next day. This movie's 3 hours long. Finally, my last resort is 10:45. It's a smaller theater. There's 6 seats in the back. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the seats.
Yeah, right.
Got them. By the time I finished, it was like past 11:30. Managed to get the seats. The first time I freaked out because the payment didn't go through because apparently I had the wrong zip code, but I put the right zip code in. But the thing wasn't working, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this again. So I go back, do the process over again. Because luckily, when you get in the queue, like when it lets you in, you don't get kicked out until you're done. Like, or you finish or anything like that.
Huh.
So go back, reset it. Okay, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy these tickets again. So I picked the same time, picked the same seats, finally went through, and I'm like, and it's like 11.
Just don't see shit movies.
So luckily I finished, and I still had like 30 minutes to spare. So I was like, okay, I can go to lunch now.
Bro, but if you don't want to see shit movies, come with us to see Pet Sematary. By that I mean Mira and I. You're going to be like 20 miles in the opposite direction of
I'm
Pet
going to
Sematary.
be here at home.
Yeah, not watching Pet Sematary.
In my room, playing my games.
Which also, you said you wanted to watch a certain movie tonight.
But I also need to get caught up on 14. It's not me being scared of that movie. It's just I was like, I actually do need to get caught up on 14. Robot just said, hell yeah.
Well, you have till June.
What's up?
You have till June.
True, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very true, very true.
I'm
But yeah, so that was your escapade.
Yep, I got the tickets.
Is it Rocky Horror, Greg? No, it's It. We're going to finally
6.
watch the 20... She's going to actually watch It with me, even though she swore she was never going to watch it.
I hate clowns.
Wait, it's because you want to see it? Is that why she's
I want to see It so
but
bad.
that's why she's
I never got to see the
'Cause-
2017
Okay,
It.
what led to this conversation was we rewatched the trailer for Joker. Because, Joker's a clown. And so he's like, also that reminds me, I want to see It.
I need to see It,
And
yeah.
I was just like, okay, if you really want to watch it, I'll sit down and watch it with you.
I like
I
it.
hate clowns, but
I'll pray
here
for
we
you.
go.
I'll pray for you. I'll be in my room.
Clowns are just fucking terrifying. When is Pet Cemetery?
Pet Cemetery is already out.
Yeah,
It
was,
came out on Friday, so
Yep,
it's
yep.
out. I saw
It's like-
It twice in theaters.
Of course you did.
But yeah, because I'm seeing all the shit coming out for It Chapter 2, and I'm just like, fuck, I need to watch It.
Electric Boogaloo?
Electric Bear So, but
Got tickets.
It too.
that's the true on my way, Greg.
It
That's
too, IT department.
the IT department. No, so that was a horror movie
For me, yeah.
for you. Was sitting in that line,
The It crowd.
the It crowd. No, I'm trying to transition back to fucking Endgame. God damn it, son of a bitch.
I didn't say you weren't going to transition anymore.
I'm trying to get it back on track because we went off the fucking.
That's the normal rate we do things.
I know, but that really went off the rails. Anyway, so you got to sit there in line, but you have the tickets. We're going to be seeing Endgame opening night and
Backseat crew.
Backseat crew. We're going to be the bad kids in the back of the theater, dude.
So y'all can appreciate me now.
Yeah, I mean, I always appreciate you, bro, but yes. Because you
That's
all.
why I was doing this earlier.
Yeah, right? We're not worthy. It's pretty great. But, yeah, so I am excited but also terrified at the same time. It's going to be good times. Fun times had by all.
I'm ready to cry and let my Bucky makeup run.
Yeah. You're literally just going to be, like, covered in just black makeup by
Yep.
the end. You're gonna look like you came out of a horror movie at
She's
the
gonna
end.
look like Rocket.
She's going to look like Rocket Raccoon, yeah.
This is gonna fall down.
I'm actually, what I'm going to do for my outfit is I'm just going to get a big old, like, I'm going to grab a bunch of, like, tree, like, branches and just put them all to me and just be
You're gonna be
Groot.
Groot?
I'm going to be Groot. I'm going to just attach all these things.
Just don't get caught doing naughty things in the back.
We're going to be too upset.
We're going to be in the middle of watching a fucking movie. Like, that is not a banging movie. That is a hold me, I'm crying movie.
How do people... I don't... Never mind. Anyway.
Oh, I have a
Different
I have a story about that. I don't know.
You told me this story.
I don't know if I ever told this on any of our podcasts before, but we were, God, was it? It was when Toy Story 3 came out. We were at a shitty fucking theater in the middle.
Miranda's
of
like,
San
what
Bernardino.
is this going on?
I have concerns.
So
already.
we're at this really shitty theater. There's like a small fucking shitty theater.
This is going well.
Yeah, it's going really well. It gets even better. So we were there. It's me, my sister, and then my birth mother and our stepdad. Long story conversation we won't have. So we're sitting in this theater. It's a cheap ass theater. All of a sudden, like, the lights are already off. The movie's like, I think the previews had already finished. The movie's about to start, and this man and woman walk in like last minute, and they sit in the back. So we're watching the movie. About a
Are you about to ruin our childhoods right now?
third of the way through the movie, we just hear like squeaking, like a chair moving back and forth. The man and woman were fucking in the movie theater while
During
Toy Story 3. Okay, you know what? No, it was either Toy Story 3 or Cat in the Hat. I don't know.
It doesn't make
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was a kids movie, and because it was either we were way younger or it was when Toy Story 3 came out. But regardless,
here's the thing: Cat in the Hat, the live action, was not that good.
I'll tell you, the act they're doing is going to create some kids.
Oh yeah, they probably have kids that are excited for Toy Story 4 now. I don't know, but it was just you hear this squeaking, surprisingly quiet. Who hasn't fucked during Toy Story or Cat in the Hat?
Greg, why are you not raising it?
Because okay, I didn't do anything, but I was traumatized. I was like,
no, like any time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he's like, who hasn't fucked to those?
Yeah, absolutely. No, but it was one of those things where raise his hand. It was one of those things where you hear the squeaking for like a good 10 minutes. You know, now that I'm an adult, it's like, wow, you lasted like long, dude. Damn, that's hardcore if you're lasting like 10 minutes. I mean, I know porn stars got to last 90 minutes, but it's just like, holy shit. Apparently, when I was in college, there was somebody who said that they wanted to be a porn actor, but when they found out that you have to not orgasm for like 87 minutes, specifically 87 minutes, it's like, oh no, that's a fail. That's a failure. Because it's like, yeah, we need you to not come for 90 minutes. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
You remember when he said this is really going off the rails?
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah. Well, because it ties back to the story. So, but excuse me. So, about like, you hear the squeaking for like 5-10 minutes, whatever. They finish. You know. Luckily, we didn't hear anything. All of a sudden,
other than the squeaking,
halfway through the movie, they just leave. They literally paid, like, I don't know, like $10 each for a movie ticket just to fuck in the back of the theater and then leave halfway
Maybe
through.
they wanted to see what it's like.
Maybe that was an item on their bucket list and they got to cross it. Fuck in public theater during a children's film.
Okay.
That is a very specific thing to put on your bucket list, I would say so myself.
I mean, why would you? But at the same time, maybe that was their specific bucket list.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We never saw it.
Who knows? Who knows?
Also, why would you see Cat in the Hat in the theater?
Because I thought I want...
Torrent that shit. Toy Story is worth the money for Cat in the Hat.
Can I admit something? I actually really like the live-action Cat in the Hat movie. I think it's insanely ridiculous, and I love every single moment of it. Their fuck it list is what Robot said. It's just like how I think Spider-Man 3 is actually a decent movie. I have a feeling that we need to start going to couples therapy now. It's fun. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm really getting judged right now.
You can like what you want to like. I'm just saying, like, if...
Like, I'm not saying it's, like, gold cinema, but I had a fucking blast watching that movie. Mm-hmm. Just like I also love the live-action Grinch. That was a great fucking movie.
You gotta remember, when I saw Spider-Man 3, it was with the rest of the kids in my grade. We went, like, it was basically a field trip. We went to a movie theater and saw a movie, and Spider-Man 3 just happened to be the one that got picked.
Spider-Man 3 was fine.
And we were just, like, ribbing on it the entire time.
Okay.
It started off really good.
The only ridiculous thing about Spider-Man 3, and yes, this has completely gone off the rails at this point. I've said fuck it at this point. The only ridiculous thing is when Tobey Maguire becomes emo Peter Parker and then he punches a woman in the face. Like, that's what I remember being kind of too much. And by that I mean really too much. I just remember
the fucking dancing on the sidewalk and doing basically like the finger guns at the girls. And I'm just like, no, this is so cringe.
Yes, it was, oh man.
There was the reference to that in Into the Spider-Verse.
In Spider-Verse, yeah, which was awesome. But no, the whole, like, the whole scene where he's like in that like dark club and he's singing and then who was it he punched in the face? Was it?
Don't look at me, I don't know.
He punched like Mary Jane or someone in the fucking face or something like that.
I pushed that movie to the back of my
that
mind.
sticks in my mind. I was just like, oh my god.
Fun fact, I've never seen it.
You've never seen We have to have a Spider-Man 3 night. Like, we have to sit down, we have to watch that.
That's why when you said they made a reference in Spider-Verse, I didn't get it, because I've never seen that.
When you see this scene with emo Peter Parker, you'll be like, oh, this makes sense now.
You're like, oh, that's where they got it.
Yeah, you'll see the dance move, you'll be like, yes.
That dark period in the Spider-Man history.
No, the dark period is when Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man. That's the dark period.
I never saw those.
Neither did I.
I saw a clip of one
But
of
I
the
chose
movies, and
not
it was
to.
so bad. I was like, I'm glad I didn't see these movies.
Well, because I saw the Tobey Maguire ones, and by then I kind of didn't really pay attention to Spider-Man. I was just like, the movies were fine. They're not really my bag of tea, like, because
Cup of tea?
I wasn't really huge into Spider-Man at the time, so I was just kind of like, oh, the first movies were good, it's fine. But then Amazing Spider-Man came along, and I just totally missed it.
You're not missing anything. It's really not great.
And then Homecoming, I gave a shot one night, and I was just like, I like Homecoming so much.
Tom Holland as Spidey is probably my favorite. He's incredible. Like, for the live actions.
The fact that he didn't get the script for Endgame.
I don't know if that was an April Fool's joke or not. Because that was released on April 1st.
It could very well be true, knowing him.
That's why I don't know. It's like, because we know how good Tom Holland is with spoilers. Which is not good at all. That's the thing. But then again, you need to, like, not give Mark Ruffalo a script either, because remember when he sat there and, like, live streamed the first 17 minutes?
That was an accident, though.
But still.
He accidentally had his phone on in his pocket.
And remember when he ruined in the ending of Infinity War, like, 2 years before it came out? Him and Don Cheadle were doing an interview, and Don Cheadle got really pissed because he's just like, no, man. Anyway, and he's like, Don Cheadle's trying to, like, deflect and not give it credence, but at the same time, and then after Infinity War came out, Don Cheadle was like, yeah, I was fucking pissed at him. I was like, we're gonna lose our fucking jobs.
That's one thing though, but like him having his phone on in his pocket on accident, that's a whole different thing entirely. Because you could bump like a part of your phone in your pocket and accidentally bring up an app and not be aware of it. Because there are times when I put my phone away, I take it out, my camera's been popped up, and I don't know how because I had my phone off.
Who knows?
So that I could be more forgiving of the Instagram story than I can of the other one.
Maybe, who knows?
But Tom Holland spoils it all the time.
The fact that they made him do press junkets for Infinity War with Benedict Cumberbatch just for the sake of Benedict Cumberbatch kind of keeping him in line. I was like, that's incredible. So, I'll tell you what's also incredible. There is a new set of rules to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments now. This is one of my favorite things that has come out in recent time. You are now no longer allowed at Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments to wear dirty, ratty clothes, and you're required to be cleanly when you go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. May, your hot take, what do you think of this new rule?
Well, everyone should shower. I don't care how important Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to you. Please shower.
You wonder what else is important? You need to believe in the heart of the cards when it says, take a fucking shower.
Draw the trap card, it says shampoo. Use that trap card.
Either shower and shampoo as you're going to go to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
The magic card that says soap, you activate that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's not a suggestion.
Yeah. Babe, what do you think of this? Like, hot take, what do you think about this?
This should never have had to been.
This doesn't
this
have
is common
right.
sense.
It literally.
Well, apparently,
This is shit that you learned when you were like not even 5 years old.
Yeah, right.
From what I was reading, I don't know how accurate it is. Apparently, Magic the Gathering tournaments enforced this rule long ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just Yu-Gi-Oh's finally getting on it.
It's like the meme going around. If you can afford Magic the Gathering, you can afford soap.
If you
can afford Yu-Gi-Oh, you can afford soap.
If you can afford going to
But soap
San Diego
is too
Comic-Con.
expensive. I need the latest holographic rare.
Dude, for $4 you get like 8 things of Irish Spring at Walmart.
That's like a meal at McDonald's. If you can afford food at McDonald's, you can afford soap.
But then how am I going to have time to practice my latest deck?
You can do this in a cleanly manner.
No. I have
so
to
you don't have like dirt and grime all over your
every
cards.
Every minute counts for these tournaments. I have to use every minute of every day to get my deck.
Then you need to not be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! If you can't set aside like 15 minutes.
Or better, just listen to a video of how to put the perfect deck together while you're showering.
Nope. That's not how it goes for these Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Nope. They gotta do it
I love you playing the devil's advocate role in such a fucking shit-posting way. I fucking love it.
Like, don't defend them.
Oh, I know she's not defending him. She's giving him shit. Yeah. It's like, I ain't taking shit from nobody.
But yeah, it's like, you learn to take a shower, like, before you're even 5. Or, like, some sort of cleanly routine. Take a bath, take a shower, whatever. You start to do that on your own as you get older.
Right.
This should not be a rule, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
Children can do this.
Yeah, but like I said, everyone's got to create that perfect deck. There's no time for bathing.
This is a children's card game. Fucking shower.
Listen, if I have time to take showers during intermissions during the NHL playoffs this spring, then someone playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Has more than enough time to take a shower before putting together their deck. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Speaking of me, the reason why I brought up the NHL playoffs thing is NHL playoffs are a go. This is my only sport ball talk because hockey is the best sport, obviously. And we all have some skin in the game. May has some skin in the game because your San Jose Sharks are in it. They are going to be playing against my Vegas Golden Knights, which people can't see it too much, but there's my Golden Knights hat that I always wear. You have the San Jose Blues.
San
Jose Blues. There's the merging of the two teams together.
I'm San Jose now.
San Jose. You're at the St. Louis Blues. They're going to be playing against the Winnipeg Jets.
I wasn't aware that we moved.
Yeah, you apparently moved. Yeah, you move out to California and your team
gets better. It's like
the
Rams.
Yeah, you move out to California and
the Blues moved too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, as if California needs any more hockey teams. But anyway, so actually, I'm gonna pause the podcast real quick for a moment. I'm gonna show you how you can do this. Are you ready? I'm about to blow your fucking mind.
Oh my god.
So what you do is you take this, you can pull the bone.
The Blues
pull
are
the
better
bone
than
like
the
that.
Rams. Fuck the Rams. Apparently
now
they're
you got
actually
just the
doing
one.
good right now.
The Rams went to the Super Bowl.
Which is funny, because it's like, when they were out in St. Louis, they were literally shit.
They were shit, but then they moved to California and they become like a Super
They become
Bowl.
good again.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Super Bowl eligible team. But anyway, so my Vegas Golden Knights, your San Jose Sharks, your St. Louis Blues,
in the correct city this time.
In the correct city this time. Robots Penguins are going to be playing against the New York Islanders. My sister Megan, she's excited because Boston's going to be in there. Kanan has some representation because the Carolina Hurricane are going to be in there, which that's some like hometown shit for him. Like shit, we all have some skin in the game. I'm excited.
And then there's Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's great though.
No, but I mean, like, no one has any representation for Winnipeg.
No one has
so
representation for Winnipeg. I'm going to be going for the Blues, but the thing is that...
and then there's Winnipeg.
If Winnipeg ends up beating the Blues, at least it's not going to be like they played Nashville and I'm going to be angry. I'm just saying. If that ends up happening, Winnipeg's never won a cup. I'm going to allow that. But the thing is that neither of the Blues, if I remember correctly, I don't think the Blues have won a cup either. Neither of the San Jose Sharks, neither of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Carolina?
I don't know. I don't know if Carolina's won one or not. Pittsburgh's won like 2 or 3 Stanley Cups within the last 5 to 7 years. They've been in the final a lot. Mm-hmm. In fact, Marc-Andre Fleury, the goalie for the Golden Knights, used to be the goalie for the Penguins and won 3 Stanley Cups. So Marc-Andre Fleury's name's on the cup 3 different times with each, because they put the names of each team that wins, like every person's name is on that cup. It's
a shame Robit died in chat because we were talking about his Penguins.
We're talking about his Pittsburgh Penguins, yeah, absolutely. But I'm excited. Our rivalry is the first round. Our rivalry is in first round, starting on Wednesday. My unabashed love for hockey grows even more during the postseason because I just love the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we have the ability to watch the games, and I'm really excited.
Shock Pikachu face.
I know, right? Like, I'm so excited, etc., etc. But I'll tell you who won't be watching that game: the legend that is known as Florida Man. Florida Man is definitely a guy who will not. Yeah, that Florida Man is definitely not a guy who. Well, this Florida Man will definitely not be a.
Does you have ad blocker on?
Yeah, I thought it turned it off. Okay, for the love of God. Not you. I'm just saying for the love of God to this. All right.
You just click it.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And
all right, there we go. Alrighty. So yeah, this Florida Man, because you tagged me in this Florida Man story.
Yes, I did.
That's literally one of the best. I'll let you go ahead and read this article. I'll tell you. The article is titled "Florida Man Arrested for Burglarizing Cars in Jail Parking Lot Moments After Being Released."
Oh, Florida, stay classy.
Oh man, Florida Man is the best. Anyway, go ahead and read this.
Okay. A man was arrested in Florida for allegedly breaking into cars in the jail parking lot moments after he was released, according to police. Michael Casey Lewis, 37, was originally arrested on charge of grand theft Thursday morning, the sheriff's department said in a statement. Which, how ironic is that?
Right?
Lewis had just bonded out of the county jail and been released Thursday when deputies said they spotted him behaving suspiciously.
I love that.
After being released, deputies in the parking lot of the jail observed Lewis pulling car door handles and learned he had just burglarized several cars right there at the jail.
He just burglarized cars right there at the jail.
Surveillance video captured Lewis briefly getting into his silver vehicle and then walking around the rest of the parking lot, looking into cars and checking to see whether they were unlocked, according to their arrest affidavit. One officer approached Lewis who said he was waiting for his girlfriend to pick him up, the affidavit said. The officer noticed he had cigarettes and cash, which is unusual for someone who's just been released from jail. I think that
part's the best part of it.
That was my favorite sentence of the entire article.
Which is really interesting for someone who just got out of jail.
Another officer confronted Lewis after seeing the surveillance video, and the suspect handed him a brown paper bag he'd taken from a car filled with cigarettes, a debit card, a Florida driver's license, and $547 in cash.
Ooh, that's some big cash.
That's a big haul. Lewis had also taken an iPhone 7 approximately worth $1,000. According to the owner, who told police she'd accidentally left her car unlocked. Lewis was then rebooked at the jail on additional burglary charges and released again with a bond of $11,250.
Oh my fucking god. That is, God,
next level shit.
I wish May didn't go to the restroom right now.
Internet fucking died. Greg is bad at tech. $1,000.
My favorite part of that story was he had cigarettes and cash, which was
unusual for someone who had just been released from jail.
That's one of my favorite parts of that fucking story. It sounds like he needs some therapy. I wish May didn't go to the restroom because I was gonna ask her, what have we learned? But babe, I'll ask you instead, what have we learned?
I was fucking crying.
I mean, reading this story, this cautionary tale, what have you learned?
Get good.
Don't get caught!
If you're gonna do a crime, don't get caught!
You wanna know what I learned?
Fucking hell.
Oh, you wanna know what I learned?
An iPhone 7 worth approximately
$1,000 according to the arresting affidavit. That's so fucking good. Oh man. So I'm just gonna ask you this question while we wait for May to come back out here. What do you think an even dumber crime this guy could be arrested for committing would have been?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know how you could get any stupider than that, honestly.
Florida man
you
gets...
were literally in the parking lot of the county jail. They have security cameras in the parking lot, and you're going around jiggling door handles to see which cars are unlocked.
I love the idea that it was in a paper bag, too.
It was a brown paper bag.
A brown paper bag with cigarettes and $500 in cash.
Where did he get the paper bag? He's coming from jail.
He smuggled it up his ass when he went to jail. That's what happened.
Where did he get the paper bag?
I don't fucking know.
Break into cars anyway, away from a jail. There we go. If you're going to keep doing the crime, don't do it right outside the fucking jail.
I know. I don't. Oh my fucking god.
I'm just sitting there like, do you... They have security cameras inside the jail.
They really do.
What makes you think they're not going to have them outside the jail?
I got one better for you.
Oh, no.
Who's to say that there's not going to be a fucking cop outside of the jail?
Also, speaking of, when there's cops, who's to say that they won't have their dash cam running?
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god.
Oh.
It just gets stupider the more I think about it.
This is a special kind of stupid, honestly.
Oh, Florida, stay classy.
Oh, man. Like I said, there's so many details in this story that I love.
Which is unusual for someone.
I love it. Yeah, it was so fucking good. It was incredible. Oh man. May, what have we learned?
Don't steal stuff outside of jail.
Yeah. That's almost like getting arrested for stealing a Phantom Thief's heart. Or as a Phantom Thief stealing a heart.
Can we annex Florida now?
I don't know.
I mean, we can annex them and we still get the Florida Man stories.
Florida Man stories. The Florida Man stories are fucking incredible. I still love.
Can we just put a wall around Florida?
Don't build the wall around from Mexico. Build the wall around fucking Florida.
Florida will pay for the wall.
Florida will pay for the wall. We're gonna build a wall and Florida's gonna pay for it.
It's just gonna be like a styrofoam wall, actually.
Gators are gonna
Florida
just
can't figure out the styrofoam wall.
Gators are just gonna chew right through the fucking wall.
Liam, how'd he do that?
I forgot how dirty South Florida. Floridians? Is that how you
Floridians.
would say? Floridians? Is that how you would say it?
Floridians.
Floridians. That's like saying fluoride. I don't know. Anyway, so let's now get into the controversy-laden part of the podcast. Well, no, there's a couple things we got to talk about that have some controversy centered around them. The first thing, I don't know if we talked about this at all prior on the podcast. But so Evangelion was recently acquired by Netflix.
I think we mentioned it when we talked about Anime Fest.
I think we did, yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, because I mentioned the weird duo. I don't want to call the people weird, but mention that duo. There's like
the singer on the stage that was like,
"It's on Netflix!
It's coming out on Netflix!"
Yeah, it's out on Netflix.
And no one knew what she was talking about until the music started.
Yeah, we're just like, because you couldn't hear with how shitty... God, I'm getting angry about Anime Fest again. Anyway, so, Netflix got a hold of the licensing for the original series for Neon Genesis Evangelion. Mm-hmm. It was coming out that they were going to be redubbing the whole thing.
They're coming after you.
They're coming after me right now.
Do you shit on Anime Fest again?
I know, right? Actually, I wouldn't put it past the owner of Anime Fest to try to arrest somebody like myself for making the comments I did about Anime Fest. But it's there was a lot of controversy surrounding that re-release because of the redub, and the voice actors have kind of sounded off. So here are some of the tweets. This is from Amanda Wynn Lee. Said, FYI, not only were our roles recast in Evangelion, but they never had any intentions of auditioning us in the first place. Stop wondering. No, Spike, Tiffany, Allison, and I are not in it. Let's see.
Which was the original voice for Rey.
That was the original voice for Rey. Let's see. So sorry to hear about that. Y'all performance. They let us audition after we found out. This is Amanda Wynn Lee again. They let us audition after we found out the auditions were being held and raised a fuss. But I wouldn't be surprised if they threw out our files as soon as we left the studio. They never had any intention of involving us. Tiffany Grant had said... Where was it? Tiffany Grant had said something at some point. Because was it her that said that she had to fly out to do the audition?
She, I think, commented...
Right here, yeah. I flew myself out. This is... Tiffany Grant revealed how she dealt with the knowledge that she would no longer be voicing Asuka. The truth is, I had known for months we were being replaced, she said. I flew out to LA in early December to audition for the first time for the role of Asuka, and it was the most surreal moment of my life. Grant's post confirms two very important things about the Netflix release. The original dub will not be available for streaming, and that the original actors auditioned for their roles. At least Tiffany Grant did. I don't know if Spike Spencer ever did.
They probably never even asked him.
When I think the dub of Evangelion anime was a mistake, Greg is the controversy. That's very true. So I guess this is where the hot takes actually do start coming in. I'm gonna start with May.
I'm not gonna watch it.
No, not are you gonna watch it or not? Because let's be real, none of us are gonna watch them. I'm
only gonna watch the movies from Funimation.
Yeah, I'm about to say. In fact, the former head of Funimation fired a lot of shots at Netflix. Because he had said, Netflix is just going to dump it out in bulk. They're not going to handle the series with care. And he had touted, we would have done it better. Imagine if Netflix
brought the original cast back.
Yeah, it's because they've been working with a majority of the original cast on the rebuild movies. There's been a couple recastings. I know what's up?
Brina, wasn't she recast? For the movies.
Was she in the original? She wasn't in the original one.
That's what I'm saying. I think they brought her in for the rebuild though.
Who was she?
Didn't she replace somebody?
She might have. I don't remember who she voiced.
I want to say it was Rey. For the movie, I think.
I don't know. I'd have to look to see who all came back. But they had Tiffany Grant and Spike Spencer at least. But the question that I'm going to ask isn't are we going to watch it, because I think we've universally said none of us are going to watch this. Also, the original anime for Evangelion is boring.
It's
fucking come at me, bros. I think it was boring.
It's so slow.
It's a slow burn in the worst way possible, because every time I've tried watching it, I keep looking at the clock how long has this been going on? How many more episodes do we got left? I'm that's not a sign that you're going to like it.
I fell asleep after episode 3.
Yeah. And you just didn't like it at all.
I tried the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, but
went to the movies.
The question, the movies do it infinitely better. They cut out a lot of the slow bits, but they tell the story, and I think, in probably a way that I think made a lot of us go, "Oh fuck!" Evangelion's actually really good. So it's I swear by the rebuild movies. But anyway, the question that I am going to ask is, what do you think about the way that Netflix handled this thing with voice actors? I know that your role, you coming back, watch a good anime like Ghost Stories. Yeah, Ghost Stories dub is the best dub 20 every year.
Okay, that dub is funny.
That dub is incredible. But anyway, so what do you think of Netflix handling the redubbing the way they did? because we know stuff about with voice acting. You coming back for roles never guaranteed. You can always at the drop of a hat, you can always be recasted or replaced. And it just happens. Sometimes it's because you have scheduling conflicts and they reached out to you. Sometimes it's because the company just decides we're going in a new direction. We want to recast everybody.
Okay, yep. Brina was Rey in the movies.
Brina was Rey in the movies. Okay. So
she replaced
Amanda Wynn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
But I think the thing is that, like, at least Funimation, I think maybe, and I can't confirm this because I don't know anyone on the inside at this point, but they might have at least reached out to her on, like, what Netflix did. But it was one of those things, we know that you're never guaranteed to come back for a role, but to kind of have this mass redub for whatever reason they want to do, like, what do you think about that?
I'm not surprised because there was that whole controversy, that one anime they dubbed. It was so bad, they had to redub it.
Oh, what was the name of that anime?
Remember.
I know the one you're talking about.
If you Google it, you'll find it. But they basically dubbed this anime.
What was it about? Do you know?
Nope, I have no idea.
It was like a sci-fi series.
I just
if
know
I
if you
correctly.
Google something about Netflix redub anime or something like that, it'll pop up. It's this niche anime. I don't even know what it is.
I'm bringing it up right now.
But you'll find, like, you gotta look through it. But there was an anime they dubbed. It was received so poorly, a company had to take it and redub the entire thing. So I'm not surprised they did something like this. They could, they could be poorly received on Netflix that they decide, oh shoot, we might redub it again or something, and they might just ask the original cast. I don't know.
I feel like at that point, if they did that though, would the original cast even come back after being burned like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially with that possibility of, like, they went in audition and their files got thrown out immediately. Like,
they wouldn't be surprised.
Would you come back and do that then?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the anime. I just know I Googled it one time. I didn't do it through news. I just kind of Googled Netflix anime redubbing or something like that, and that's how I found it. Because I found this whole Reddit where one of the original voice actors saying anime even talked about how they dubbed it. It was just I guess the direction was poorly received because the director didn't really know what they were doing, and that's why it was dubbed so poorly or something. But
it's called AICO Incarnations gets new English dub on Netflix.
There you go. That's it. Ico or something like that.
Ico or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Netflix has posted a new English dub for Bones' original anime series, Ico Incarnations. Malaysia-based company. Netflix did not respond to. The new dub features an entirely new cast. Obviously, it was not done. Okay, that's what it was. The first dub was done in Funimation. No, not Funimation at all. Within Netflix, Bang Zoom had to take it over and redub it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
An actual dubbing company had to take it over. Yeah, it was. I guess it was just really.
It was not good.
If it's that bad that they have to redo it.
Like if you look, you'll eventually find that post of the original voice actor, and he because he played the main character, explains exactly what happened, like how they went about dubbing the process. But I'm not surprised.
Apparently, like if I heard correctly, it was like the directors didn't even know how to fucking direct anime or something like that.
I don't know, but it's just you can Google and read more about it.
It's
like that story with Destiny where like Peter Dinklage had to be recast.
They recast him as Nolan. Like they recasted him for Nolan North. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Peter Dinklage as the bot. Actually.
Dinklebot wasn't bad.
Well, you said he was kind of slow, right? Like the way he spoke was slow.
He was flat in his delivery, but he's not a voice actor. He's an actor, not a voice actor.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Also, he's been doing Tyrion for a while.
Yeah. It basically sounded like a flat Tyrion, basically.
Like Tyrion can be pretty flat sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between on-screen acting, and voice acting. It's two different things.
Yeah. But, babe, what do you think about this whole redubbing controversy?
I just think it's a shit move.
Yeah.
You can at least try to contact them.
Well, it's like what we talked about like at the end of last year, the whole controversy with Namco Bandai with not reaching out to Troy Baker and Troy Baker having words to say. Which I still feel like Atlas getting the original cast for Catherine back, I feel like that was like the most professional middle finger to Namco Bandai they could have done. Because like, hey, we actually reached out to the voice actors and they said yes. It's like you can always ask.
Yeah, all it takes is a phone call or some sort of correspondence, and just the idea of like if it's actually what happened, them auditioning and then their files getting thrown out, that's a shitty thing to do because they're making the time and effort and putting money into flying out there to audition for it, which
you gotta assume Netflix is not gonna be.
They're auditioning for a show that they were in and they clearly loved if they're coming back and re-auditioning.
Yeah.
It's like they're putting time and money into this, and if they go in an audition and you're throwing out their file because you knew you weren't going to recast them, that's a shit move too.
That's very non-professional. It's very non-professional. I think you guys have kind of like summed it up better than I could have done it, but I just think it's the way that Netflix has handled it. It's very unprofessional, and I'm actually not surprised that people like, I forget his name, the former head of Funimation.
Gen Fukunaga.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that people like Gen is sitting there, like throwing shade at Netflix, and like they don't handle the shit well, because apparently, from what I heard, and I don't know if he just used this as an example or if this actually was a thing. There was originally a negotiation for when My Hero was coming out that it could have gone to Netflix at some point.
We did talk about this.
What's that?
We talked about this. I remember.
Yeah, it's like they could have gone to. Which, can you imagine that?
It would not have been...
It wouldn't be iconic. It would not be popular. It would be another show that gets dumped out by Netflix. It wouldn't have been the phenomenon out here.
Or it would be something like Devilman Crybaby, where it's like, it was good, and people watched it, but then, like...
It died immediately,
A couple years later, like, no one really
remembers
goes back
it,
and watches it or anything. Now they're kind of going back to, like, the older Devilman and watching that, or reading the manga or whatever.
Although the dub for 80s Devilman is still fucking chummin' out. It's incredible. The 80s dubbed anime as a whole was just... that was
Netflix is not allowed to touch MHA. Yeah.
Yeah, no, basically. Boku no Pico Academia, yes, Robert. Boku no Pico Academia. Yeah, I think it's a...
Like, I wasn't going to watch the series anyway, but if they had gotten the original cast back, I would have been telling people, it's like, hey, go check it out.
I understand wanting to modernize it, but at the same time, that's an iconic dub. It's just like if Netflix got a... this is sacrilege, what I'm about to say. It's like if Netflix got a hold of Bebop and redubbed it. Well, and I'm not just saying that because the next topic here is about the Cowboy Bebop live action. I'm just saying, what's another set, like, if they were recasted to be sacrilege? It would be Bebop, because that's iconic.
There's also a chance, like, even if, just because they're redubbing it with the same people, doesn't mean that they're going to be the same sort of delivery that they had when they originally did it.
And I get it. Dubbing's come a long way.
It could be an improved version of what they originally did, and
it
could sound a lot better.
Dubbing's come a long way, and I totally get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, it's
not like they're moving their performances from the original thing over to a new, like, remastered sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're redoing their lines.
I don't know. I think the way that Netflix is handling it, it's a shit move. Not only is it gonna fuck over the fans of the original, not only is it fucking over the original voice actors, you're also going to be fucking over the people that are being brought in to be in this redub. Because you gotta know that when that dub comes out, if it's not already, I want to say it's already out, but when they find out, when they find in June, okay, but you know when that redub comes out and the cast list is revealed, that every single one of those voice actors is just gonna get shit on Twitter, and we've seen how well the anime dubbing communities reacted on Twitter this year, and it's not well at all.
We're not even halfway through the year.
We're not even halfway. We weren't even a month and a half into the year and shit hit the wall or shit hit the fan, however you want to say it. But it's like, can you imagine that shitstorm on Twitter for all those voice actors when it's not their faults? They were the ones that were brought in to redub it. They're not the ones making the choice to fuck over the original voice actors. But you know damn well there are going to be people that are going to sit there and say that this is your fault. You can go kill yourself. You don't deserve to be in this industry, all because of something that another company did.
It also makes me wonder if any of the cast for the redub is aware of just how big of a scope this show has.
Yeah.
Because, like, for an example, like when they did Brotherhood for
Maxie Whitehead had no idea
how big this thing was.
Full Metal Alchemist was, yeah.
And she intentionally did it that way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just imagine.
You gotta imagine, well, you also gotta imagine this. Imagine the voice actor that gets in, that the dubs for things like Evangelion were why they wanted to become a voice actor, and they're thinking this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And then all this controversy happens and basically shits all over what this person thinks is this is an opportunity of a lifetime. That's not fair to that voice actor.
Yeah.
That's definitely not going to be fair to them. Especially, you know, I'm willing to bet whoever they're casting it, even with the controversy, the way Netflix is handling it, they gotta be excited, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's probably people on that cast list that are younger people, probably around our age-ish, that loved Evangelion, that were like, you mean I get to be in this show? Fuck yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really don't know. It's shitty the way that it's shitty for multiple reasons, the way that Netflix has handled it, but... And it's reasons like that why our next topic, I'm just going to roll right on into it, the Cowboy Bebop live-action cast announcement, why it has me concerned. And I have some concerns, even though there's some good people attached to this thing. And there are some seals of approval. So I'm going to kind of briefly go over, so it was mid last week? Or this week, I should say. Netflix. So Netflix, they said a while ago they were doing a live-action of Cowboy Bebop.
Do we have the rest of the announcements on this page?
I'm bringing up...
So we got who Spike is... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should be there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We do. Okay.
Yeah, it's all right here. Yeah, so you got Jonathan Cho, who's going to be Spike Spiegel. Or John Cho, excuse me. He's going to be Spike Spiegel. And then, I'm not going to be able
Mustafa Shakir.
Who's going to be Jet.
Which
and
is
then
great.
Daniela Pineda, who's going to be Faye. And then Vicious is going to be a guy by the name of Alex Hassel.
Which, honestly, looking at the shots that they had for him, I'm impressed.
Yeah, and then down here it says, it says Netflix adaptation will run 10 episodes. The anime's original director is going to be a creative consultant on it. First two episodes are being written by Christopher Yost, screenwriter of Thor Dark World and Thor Ragnarok.
We don't acknowledge
You're batting 50-50 on that one. There's no launch date for the series yet. I forgot who they said was going to actually be directing it.
I don't remember.
But it was another high profile. So, May, you look at this, and I'm asking you because you've kind of been removed from this just for a little bit, just kind of like seeing what people think of it and stuff. You see these announcements, you see like the names that are being attached to it. Does this have a chance of being good at all?
I guess. I mean, because it's hard to say, because honestly, I have no interest in watching it. Most of the time when Netflix does live action stuff, or even in Japan where most of the time they do live action stuff, I don't watch it because it's just my personal choice. I just feel I won't have an interest in it and I won't like it. Because I'm so used to watching the anime version. I mean, granted there are some live actions out there that are really good. I mean, I don't know if you ever heard of Great Teacher Onizuka, GTO. That anime? Okay, that anime is pretty good. It's really funny.
I hear the live action for Erased was really good too.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one, but I heard it was.
I heard it was
but
really
in
good,
Japan, they made a live action GTO, and that was actually really good.
It's good.
But it's just a lot of times live action, it's because I don't have interest in it because I feel it's not gonna match up to my expectation I had with the anime.
Yeah.
Because the anime is one thing to me, and then seeing it live action, I'm just like, it's to me, I just can't compare the two because it's two different entities.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things you can't do in live action that you can do in anime. So that's why most of the time when I see something announced, I'm like, okay, that's...
Robot said Dragon Ball Evolution was a masterpiece.
I don't watch stuff because to me, it's not going to live up to my expectations.
Yeah, I can understand that. Mira, what do you think about it? Like this whole...
Okay, so I was kind of iffy a little bit just because, like, these are all talented people.
Yeah.
But you don't know how well that's going to translate to something, like Bebop, where it's like one of those things of, even the seiyus have said the English dub was much better than what we did.
The English dub for Bebop is iconic. Even people who hate dubbed anime say, well, Bebop's still incredible.
It's one of those things of, like, it's like you said, it's sacrilege to touch.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of people are just like, why would you ever do that?
Yeah.
But I've seen people that are like, John Cho doesn't even look like Spike, blah, 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 this would never work. Spike isn't necessarily said to be Asian in the show that anyone can remember, and yet you have an Asian actor playing Spike. This isn't going to work. And then someone pointed out that Spike was actually supposed to be, like, based off of somebody named Yusaku Matsuda.
Huh.
And that is, like, a very Japanese man.
That is a very Japanese man.
And, like, that's apparently supposed to be the original look for Spike.
Yeah.
I've seen edits of them doing it for Benedict Cumberbatch, I think.
What's that?
They've done edits where they edit to where Benedict Cumberbatch looks like Spike.
Oh, yeah.
So that, yeah.
But my thing is, it's just like, with Watanabe being on the consulting bit of the movie, it's not like he's gonna completely let everything change.
Yeah.
There will be liberties that have to be taken just because this is a sci-fi series. You're not gonna be able to translate everything from the anime to live action, and some of it may not even look good.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you stick to like the original source material to some degree, and take a little bit of liberty with what you want with it, as long as it's done tastefully.
Yeah.
Like, if Steve Bloom is even saying this looks good...
Steve Bloom did actually...
hard not to...
To quote him, he did say this looks like it could be good.
It's hard not to be optimistic. I'm reserving my judgment fully, but I'm hopeful. This could actually be a good one, we just don't know yet.
Unlike...
Also, the fact that they did not whitewash Jet. Thank fuck.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a black guy now.
Which in the show, he looks white.
He does? I thought Jet was black.
He's voiced by a black man, but in the anime, like, the way they draw him...
He's not exactly black per se.
Oh, I always thought...
He's not, like, token white guy, but he's not, like, African-American.
That's what I thought. I thought he was, like...
Yeah, he's voiced by a black man, but if you look at his animation style, he's definitely not appearing black.
I thought he was, like, just,
I was afraid...
Like, mixed?
Mixed.
But
he's like, that's what I thought.
Which, honestly, when I watched Bebop when I was younger, that's what I thought. I thought he was a mix.
That's why I was like,
Here's the thing. I was afraid they would do something like The Last Airbender, where they would basically whitewash...
We don't talk about that movie.
We don't talk about that.
And I was just like,
we don't talk about that nonsense.
I was just like, please don't do what you did at Avatar.
But M. Night Shyamalan didn't know... We're not going to get into that. That's not here nor there about that movie.
Yeah, my thoughts on it are... I look at the people attached, and I should be more optimistic than I am. Because the thing that keeps popping into my head is another thing that's being worked on right now, and that's the Witcher series, which looks like hot fucking garbage.
Why the hell did they cast that dude as
Henry Cavill is not Geralt. He is not at all.
There is no way in...
There's no war in Boston.
Oh, it looks like way from over here.
There's no war.
Yeah, it's just...
I don't know what they're doing with that. I'm not going to watch that.
As soon as I saw that they had announced Henry Cavill, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not going to fucking touch this. And then from there, like, they had him in the outfit. I'm like, that's not Geralt. That looks like...
Have there been any other announcements for who's supposed to be in that?
They announced who was going to be Yennefer and Trish, but they don't even look like Yennefer and Trish. And I'm just like, this is such a disservice to...
Didn't they have a daughter?
Ciri? I don't know if she's even going to be in it, because Ciri was...
I'd rather she not.
Yeah, I don't want them to touch Ciri, because... Oh God, Ciri was so good in Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is, like, one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Like, Witcher 3 is incredible.
I still have to play it.
Witcher, like... I had to read a wiki about 1 and 2 to get ready for 3, because those are, like... 100 plus hours games each.
I need the Nendroid.
You need that Nendroid to have him in the bath. Yeah, you do.
Wait, the Nendroid?
Yeah,
they made a girl where you can put him in the bath.
Yeah.
And his legs are sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, Geralt?
Yeah, there's a Nendroid of him.
There is, yeah.
That's the reason why I wanted it.
I stepped on a mine, apparently.
Yeah, there's a Geralt one. But, yeah, going back to the Cowboy Bebop thing, it's just...
I'm hopeful.
I should be, but I can't.
Of course, I say this because I'm in the minor like population that actually enjoy Ghost in the Shell's live action.
Nah.
Like I haven't seen it. I need to see it.
Like I love the show, and I like my standalone complex is always going to be my favorite part of Ghost in the Shell. But like I had no problems with this.
This robot said the show was supposed to take place early in Geralt's witching career, but even then, it just. I don't know. It just...
That doesn't sway me whatsoever.
I don't know.
Geralt is Geralt. That is not Geralt.
Yes. Why don't you bring Matthew Mercer in?
Yeah, he looks awesome!
Ghost
Shit.
in the Shell is hot garbage. Okay, so the main complaint that I saw about Ghost in the Shell was that ScarJo doesn't fit because the Major is supposed to be Asian. And I'm sitting there going, you guys do realize she's a cyborg that can change her appearance.
Ghost in the Shell is hot garbage. Emphasis on hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I can understand that.
I had to look this up because I wanted to confirm before I started, like,
I remember you telling me she's not actually Asian in the series.
She remembers living in Japan.
Okay.
But she's not quite sure, like, what... She couldn't even remember what her real name was, for one thing. And two, what she really looked like. She just remembers living in Japan at one point during her life.
Right.
But she's a cyborg. You can change what a cyborg looks like, depending on, like, how you build them.
I feel like we opened a can of worms.
No, it's just the one thing that I kept saying.
Right. What was that, man?
I said we got 30 minutes.
Yes.
Because you said you want to cut it off
Also,
at 2.
Bato was great.
I hear Bato was actually
The only
pretty
good thing about Ghost of Shell was those little robot things.
Oh yeah, the
Tachikomos.
Tachikomos, yeah, those are
They're
pretty good.
so cute.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't really, I can't allow myself to get excited for it because I don't know. Yeah, but
We'll see.
yeah, we will see. But something that I am excited for that got announced is fucking Borderlands 3. Guns with legs. I'm so excited. This game, no, like legitimately, like I'm
laughing that's what you got excited about.
I legitimately did not know how excited I was going to be for a Borderlands 3, which is not to say that I haven't liked Borderlands. Borderlands 1 was good. Borderlands 2 was a masterpiece. Borderlands the pre-sequel was a great follow-up to Borderlands 2. And like seeing all the shit in that fucking trailer, Epic Games Store exclusive. Well, that's for PC though. For PS4, it's still on PS4. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's a whole controversy. So what? You got to download a new downloader for one of your games. You already have Origin. You already have Steam. You already have it's just a new thing you got to install. I don't know. My hot take is I don't know why people are complaining about it. Yeah.
My hot take: I don't care for PC games.
My hot take is I need to actually build a PC so I can fully enjoy PC games because I would.
Send hate mail directly to
But
the
The
White
Sims
House.
was a PC game.
Yeah, Sims was a PC game.
I play it on PS4.
But I was gonna say, but it was originally on Never mind.
I never had computer games growing
Oh,
up.
okay.
Oh,
My
Epic
cousins
Games.
did. But
Epic
by the
Games
time-
Store has severe security problems.
By the time I got Sims, it was on the consoles already. That was how I played them. My cousins used to play them on computer.
Yeah.
Not me though.
That's how I played it.
The only way I've ever played Sims is on computer. But yeah. So Borderlands 3 looks fucking awesome. It comes out in September. And you bet your ass I'm going to pre-order that game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited. I'm excited because it looks like Tiny Tina's in it, and she's older now, which means we get more Ashley Birch.
She's not so tiny anymore.
She's not so tiny anymore, but she's still very much Tina, and I cannot wait.
She could be
taller Tina.
She could be like Snoop Dogg, or what was Snoop Dogg? What was the name of that rapper they used to call him? Little something.
Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah,
No, it's Bow Wow.
Bow Wow. Tina could still be calling herself Tiny Tina. You don't.
That's
know that?
true.
She could not give a shit.
She could be taller Tina.
Taller Tina. That's good. I like taller Tina. I'm just excited because we get more Claptrap. Snoop Tina. Yeah, there you go. Snoop Tina! God. Yeah, there are some people that didn't like Tiny Tina, but I was just like, dude, Tiny Tina was fucking awesome.
I like J. Michael Tanner's character.
Oh, yeah. Sir Hammerlock. That, yeah.
I like
He talks about that too.
Yeah. And the best part is, I think Hammerlock was in the trailer, if I remember correctly. So that means we get more Tatum.
I like him.
Yeah. No, Sir Hammerlock was fucking great. Different VA for Claptrap. Rip, never forget. It doesn't matter. We still get Claptrap, though. Claptrap is a shit posted meme lord, and I'm really excited.
I
He was
relate.
definitely in the trailer.
Claptrap was definitely in the...
I relate.
What's up?
You relate?
To Claptrap.
Oh, shit posted meme lord? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not surprised you relate to the shit posted meme lord. Pretty great. 10 out of 10.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that. And on my ongoing quest in 14... I've been playing 14. It's been fun. I'm trying to save up to 100,000 MGP to get the Regalia.
Guns with legs is my waifu.
Guns with legs is my waifu. You're in the patches for Stormblood right now. How is that going for you?
Almost done.
You're almost done. Which patch are you on right now?
4.5.
And they just did 4.65, right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. I'm in the prelude to Violet one.
Okay.
That's the second. That's the third to the last one, because then it's
Okay.
like after that's a Requiem for Heroes Part 1 and 2.
I noticed that each of the patches, the last patch is like for example, when I finished A Realm Reborn, it's always 2 parts, and it always is like 2.5 and then 2.55. They always do like 5 and 5.5.
I think they purposely do that so they give you time to like break it up because they need time to.
Because there's a lot of setup, I would
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah, and then I'm just in the thick of Heaven's Ward. A lot of dragon stuff's going on right now. Bitch just got had. She thought she was the lover of this dragon, but turns out she's just a chick.
Yeah.
She was never
Just a chick.
She was never the reborn
What the fuck
lover.
are they talking about? They're talking about Final Fantasy 14.
My Gubu runs around a lot.
Oh.
Ah! Scrims everywhere. And then he sneezes and sneezes. The sneeze is adorable.
One day we'll get you the plushie.
I want that plushie so bad. When we get that plushie, he's going right here.
You mean he's not going to stay in the room?
Well, I mean, when we do podcasts, he's going right here.
Okay.
And then he's going to be with me the rest of the time.
I was going to say, you could do what I do with Trinket.
Oh, yeah.
Keep him in the room.
Just keep him in the room. But yeah, fucking Boo the Goo-Boo. Watch out, there will be an Instagram with Boo the Goo-Boo with all the photos.
When you get the plushie.
Yeah, right. I'm going to save this topic for last because I feel like we want to end on that one right there. Do you want to go into a couple quick fire things, places you can find us, things coming up? We have Anime Pasadena coming up on 420. I am really excited for that on 420.
And then Endgame after that.
And then Endgame is after that. Dude, we're going to be blazing so many blunts. We're gonna blaze it on Saturday, then praise it on Sunday because it'll be Easter.
How many Bakugos are gonna be at Anime Pasadena?
There's gonna be a lot of Bakugos. Let's be real, because that's Bakugo's
birthday boy.
Oh man, dude, birthday boy. Here's your birthday blunt.
It's Bakucon.
Bakukon. It's a Baku Blunt Con because the Bakugos are gonna be blazing. Bluntkugo.
Okay, guys, stop.
420 blaze it.
Yeah, just blaze, my dudes. So we got Anime Pasadena on 420. We're gonna be going to Ren Fair in early May. Level Up Expo is still in the air. We'll announce if we're going to actually be going to it or not. Oh, wait, that's right. We decided we're not going to it. Last night we decided. That's right. So we are no longer going to
talk.
I forgot about that. I have it written down still that we're a maybe when we discussed it last night and we're not going. So we're where's the weed when you need her?
Where is Kari?
I have no idea. Somewhere doing her thing. But we're not going to be at Level Up Expo, but we will be at a Comic Revolution in May. Which is just
shirt.
What's up?
I need to get a new shirt.
Oh yeah, because you lost your shirt and it's pink now. Rip, never forget.
Which I'm sure in some AU she probably has a pink shirt.
Your shirt now looks pastel pink, and it's like there you go.
But this doesn't fit for her.
But it doesn't fit for Penny.
This is the one time I don't want it.
It's a shirt you can wear for your D&D character.
Yeah, you can. There you go. But yeah. So we've got that. We got Ren Fair coming up in early May. We're excited for that. We're going to be going to Ren Fair. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come see us. I'm going to not ruin Brad's day because last year I ruined his day, and that was. I mean.
Did you ruin it or did
No,
it
was his own fault. Yeah. Like, he admits it was his own fault. We were the ones telling him, don't have the second drink.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, Crystal was just like, I know how you get.
Yeah.
You don't have
and
it.
even Suya and I was like, I think I was the one that specifically said, and Chrissy was in the line with us. I was like, dude, you could just get a beer. You could get a soda. You don't have to have the second round. It doesn't matter. And he's like, no. What?
He has FOMO.
He had the FOMO coursing through his veins. Absolutely.
Always the second drink.
Always the second drink. But no, those Ren Fair drinks. Specifically, the one place we go to where they do the thing that I don't know if I'm even allowed to talk about, where...
They're really strong drinks.
There's a lot of alcohol. I think that drink is 75.
I want the fruit.
What's up?
I want the fruit.
You want the fruit? That fruit's so good! That is some dank-ass fruit. When you got that fruit, I tried to buy it. I was like, oh shit, it was just fruit on a stick.
No.
Or is it the fruit?
It's a fruit they hollow out and put ice cream in it.
That's what it was.
It's like frozen
I know they had.
ice cream.
I know that's right.
And they
Okay.
stick the spoon in there.
I'm thinking of another place that has fruit on a stick.
You are thinking one.
I do apologize, but yeah, the hollowed out fruit ice cream.
135 proof.
Yes, basically. Oh. But yeah, those drinks are like 80% alcohol. They have. They have. That's why you just drink 2 of them. You're good.
That's why I just get water and I look at y'all and I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, Rob wants to go to Ren Fair. Dude, come roll on through. We're going to get the giant turkey legs. We're going to have a drink. Pub crawl. Rob can't go. Rip, never forget. We're going to get turkey legs. We're going to hang out. If you're going to Ren Fair, you'll run into Chrissy because she's working Ren Fair. So go ahead and say hello. She will be in character. So if you magically run into her, try not to talk to her out of character. She will be in character the whole time. But do go see her. She's going to be teaching kids how to tie knots with an Irish accent. It's going to be pretty great. 10 out of 10.
Rob's a cripple.
So, and because of her working that ties into the other thing we got here before we get to the thing that you're going to rant about for a few minutes. Well, you're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to play counterpoint to a couple things. Just because of what I've heard about it. Anyway, and because of Chrissy working Ren Fair from early April to mid-ish May, Homebrewers is on a hiatus right now, just for that fact. So we're going to be working on some new stuff to kind of amp up the production quality, amp up some ways that we can do homebrewers, even without having everybody here, etc., etc. And we're going to be working on that while we're on our little hiatus, but don't worry, we got plenty of other content. I'm going to be working on my eventual campaign, which will eventually be a homebrewer thing after the first campaign's done. But it'll be a lot of fun, so we're really excited for that. And Rob's the DM now. Oh, man. So that would actually be fun. That would be crazy. But anyway, so those are our like cool things to be excited about. I decided to move this to the end. I know we were talking video games earlier. But you recently played the Final Fantasy 15 Ardyn DLC, the final DLC. The final DLC.
That hurts, man.
There's been a lot of discussion about it. I've heard a lot of negative things about it. What did you think of the DLC?
I had fun with it.
You had fun with it.
I like the hats.
The hats
are ridiculous.
The only thing that I've consistently heard that is good about the DLC are the fucking hats. And I see him with a fucking 10-gallon hat, and I'm like, are you goddamn serious right now?
I'm telling you now, though, you looked at all those hats. I showed you all the hats. That is the only extra one that looks really good on him compared to the others.
The goblin hat's the best one.
I like the safety hat.
Safety hat's great.
The safety helmet was great.
Safety Ardyn on the way.
Safety Ardyn. Safety Ardyn tells you, wear a helmet on a construction site.
Safety dance.
He's doing the safety dance. Yes. No, the goblin cap's. The goblin cap's the best one.
You can dance if you want to.
You leave your friends behind because your friends don't dance, and since if they don't dance, then they ain't no friends of mine. That's how it goes.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo! So you liked it. So I want to kind of. There have been a couple things that have been coming up with the DLC. Even people that I know who like fucking love 15. I'm not going to name names, but you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Bring up what they said, and
I'm going to have to dig through. Like, I don't have the statuses saved.
Do you have any offhand that you can think of?
But what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I've heard.
He's going to go into it.
I legitimately said I'm going to tell you what I've heard from these people. Anyway, one of the first things that I saw was this was not a $10 DLC. This was not worth the money. Do you feel it was worth the money?
The DLCs are always really short, so I don't see where this argument is suddenly coming from. Because if you're willing to pay X amount for the season pass, $10 for one chapter is not going to kill you.
I felt Prompto was kind of good length, though.
Episode Prompto was long.
Because, I mean, like, you buy the season pass for all three. The Gladios, Promptos,
and Ignis.
If I bought them individually, Gladio would have been such a ripoff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say.
People were getting pissed. It's like, oh, the season pass is so expensive, but yet they come over and like drop $10 for Ardyn, and they're like, oh, this is so expensive, and it's like, if you bought a season pass, you have no right to complain of how much Ardyn cost, because individually for the season pass, it's about the same price.
I wish Ardyn's came on the season pass. I could have downloaded.
That's my biggest complaint about it, is that they didn't make it a part of the season pass.
I'm like,
I think
weren't they also trying to figure out which one the fans wanted first before they started doing some more?
Here's the timeline of events.
Because there was a survey.
A couple years ago, they did a survey of what people wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They announced that episode Ardyn was the one that got the most votes, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Which means, Slip says they love your shirt, woman up shirt, yeah. But there's the whole thing. Final Fantasy is bad,
but for women.
It's like mana, but for women. There you go. Yeah, but it was one of those things where what I've actually heard, the timeline events for the 15 DLC, they did the thing, which was the survey. Mm-hmm. They were going to choose what was the top thing that they wanted to see. That happens, and then once that happened, that's when they were going to release a DLC, and they were only going to do one DLC. But because so many people wanted, was it episode Aranea?
Yeah.
And then the episode Lunafreya one, and then episode Ardyn, they were going to do an Noctis one.
See, I wanted the Noctis
The thing is that then after that whole thing came out, they were going to do a series of DLCs from that survey. Mm-hmm. Long period of time goes along. When we covered it on the podcast, end of last year, when the director left, and which we found out eventually he left to start his own company. So he left. They canceled all the DLC except episode Ardyn. Mm-hmm. Originally, if I remember correctly, I'd have to find the source for it. But originally, what I had found was they were going to have Season Pass 2, which was going to have the second half of the DLCs.
I never heard that.
I gotta remember where I heard it from. It could have just been through Twitter or something like that. But they were saying that because they were going to be releasing a whole new batch of DLC, that it was most likely going to be a second Season Pass.
I can't confirm because I've never heard that.
Well, that's what he said.
Regardless.
He heard it somewhere.
I'd heard it somewhere. It could have just been like a through the grapevine speculation too. Like I don't know.
Could have been, yeah.
But the thing is that, but it makes sense though. If they're going to do a whole new batch of DLCs, they could have done here's Season Pass 2 for these DLCs, or if you're buying the Royal Edition, you'd be able to get all of it. I don't know.
I don't know. My thing is just basically, if you're going to complain about Ardyn being $10, where was your complaint for Season Pass being whatever it ended up being?
My complaint being, if all this stuff changes, they decide to put out episode Ardyn. Why didn't they just let that be a part of the Season Pass? Why could they not just let that be a part of the Season Pass? That's my complaint. Why I'm not going to buy it, because I think it's a cheap move that they did that. I'm going to be honest.
We also don't know if they were supposed to only have 3 things on the Season Pass originally, and they just had to pick the boys. We don't know how much they decided to put on one Season Pass.
That's what I just wish they put on the Season Pass.
I just saying that, like, I'm personally not going to buy it. I'll just play it on your PS4.
Yeah, we'll just play on yours.
Also,
let's play it on yours, yeah.
Also, these people that are complaining that this was too expensive have no problems dropping X amount of money for, like, Call of Duty add-ons. Or shit like that.
That's true.
But they're going to complain about $10 for basically a JRPG add-on.
The people I've seen complaining about it are people that don't invest in that kind of shit.
It just seemed... Well, I mean, like, I see it both ways.
Yeah.
I've seen
It's like Hitman did a pass where you can get every episode, then after a while they release a Game of the Year edition with more DLC and said that it was on that this was separate. It was BS.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Oh, the crazy part about that, Hitman, produced by Square Enix. Because it's IDOS, or is it, no, IDOS was
I never
for...
played
No,
it.
IDOS was for Tomb Raider. I'm fucking things up. But yeah,
it's
Square Enix produces, like, they published that. That's
You'd think we'd learn our lessons by now, because half the time whenever they bring out games, they always put Game of the Year editions out nowadays.
Well, you were playing 15, and you had seen I was seeing all this Royal Edition shit, and I had legit IO Interactive was the one that made the game, and it's published by Square Enix.
Honestly,
it wasn't made by Square Enix to publish.
The only reason I wanted the Royal Edition back then is because I wanted to be on a boat.
You want to be on the boat? Yeah.
That's the only. But
on the boat.
But I was like, I wasn't gonna pay like however much it was, like $40, $50
$40,
to go on a boat. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna buy
it's a $50 boat ride.
Yeah,
dude.
just for a boat.
Yeah, a digital boat ride.
But that's what I wanted. I wanted to go on the boat.
I think by the time Royal Edition came out, whenever I got it, it was a lot cheaper.
Yeah, they dropped in price, but even then, I was like, I'm not gonna pay as much money for a boat ride.
The extra stuff that they put in the game with that Royal Edition, holy shit!
But I was like, I just wanted the boat.
I
just wish that all that shit was in the original game.
Also, Royal Edition had more core.
Had more Matthew Mercer, tying into the Critical Role discussion at the beginning of this.
Remember, once again,
I wasn't aware that was going to happen.
Like I said, the only reason I wanted it originally was for the boat.
Get on the boat.
I wanted the boat.
I wanted the fucking boat.
That boat was really cool, though.
Yeah, see, I wanted the boat.
It's a cool ass boat.
I mean, I could have paid for it because 15 I got for free.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to pay for it.
So one of the other biggest complaints that I've seen, and it ties into some story related I Want Donuts, is what Robin said.
Me too.
It's one of the things that I remember hearing was, and I'm not going to go into spoil. We're not going to be spoiling the Ardyn DLC for those who haven't.
Spoiler.
I will say if you wanted to know Ardyn's backstory in full, or like get a better idea of why he is the way he is, go play the DLC.
I've heard people.
Didn't they have an anime that tied into it too?
They had a prologue, yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've heard people complain. Now, this wasn't within my sphere of friends. This is more in kind of just general
journalism, I think.
Not journalism, but just general things I read, like on the internet, on Twitter, or people reacting to the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
There was a general consensus that I had seen that there was a massive disappointment on the explanation of why Ardyn does what he does and why he became.
Because he's evil.
I'm not gonna lie. I read the spoilers for it, and my initial reaction was, "Wait, that's it." Because I looked at it, I'm like, because they've been building him up
to be this villain,
hardcore.
Right?
Now, I'm also going to say this is out of the context of the way that they build it up in the DLC. Because again, I haven't played the DLC. I'm kind of speaking to the counterpoint. These counterpoints aren't what I feel because like I actually haven't even played episode Ignis.
I haven't either.
It's like I haven't.
So good, guys.
The reason why I lost motivation was when I found.
That's probably one of the best chapters.
The reason why I lost motivation to play it was when I found it was only 20 minutes long. I went, oh, that's not worth it.
But
okay.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
But then I heard, no, you're missing out, and I'm just like, oh, it's been too long. I've already moved on.
Exactly.
Anyway, I don't know. My actual main complaint about the DLC. I was saying my only main complaint about the DLC was just it took too long for it to be released because I had already since moved on to other games.
But anyway,
that's not to knock the quality of the content that was released. It's just that was my own personal.
So Ardyn.
So I read the spoiler of why he does what he does, and I literally went, wait, that's it? Are you serious? But that's also not in the context of how they've done the DLC. Do you feel that the way that they explain Ardyn's backstory, do you feel it justifies the way he's been built up in the game and in the series?
Yeah.
That's a solid yeah.
That is a solid yeah.
Well, because, like, with how I'm playing it, just, like, if I were in that situation that Ardyn was in, and if that series of events had happened to me,
right.
Fuck yeah, I'd probably go a little off the rail. I would probably be exactly like
someone
that.
pissed in his cornflakes. Yeah, someone pissed in Ardyn's cornflakes, so he decided to be evil.
Also, like, there were a couple of things that he could not control going into this whole thing, and he just...
Ardyn, rip.
Yeah.
And he just had, like, so much anger about it that he's just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want.
Thinking about it, I used to not like Ardyn, but now he's one of my favorite villains.
Yeah, Ardyn's easily, like, one of the greatest Final Fantasy villains of all time.
That's
like,
another
easily.
Thing. That's another thing. In the base game, he is probably one of the best villains I've ever seen in any video game.
He's up there. He's up there with the villain from 9.
Kuja.
Kuja's awesome. Too.
I love Kuja.
Kuja's great. And then I'll say it. It's the stereotypical one. I think Kefka's a great villain.
6, yeah.
Yeah, he's as
crazy.
much as like people can say 6 is overrated. I don't think that. As much as people say that about 6, I think Kefka's a great villain. He's a very unsettling villain, and I like Kefka. I like Kuja, and I think, but on top of like out of all those, I think Ardyn is like my
also
favorite.
Darren DePaul.
Darren DePaul.
That was so good.
That was my inner. I mean, I know he was in Overwatch, but I didn't know him.
Exactly, I didn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Because
until
I didn't. It wasn't until
I didn't play Overwatch.
I didn't have a name to him until 15.
Yeah.
And I even remember.
I really think that's what broke
That's
out.
what boosted it.
Is being Ardyn
Seeing,
15.
like, when they did the cast reveal, when they revealed Ray Chase and Robbie Damon and Adam Croasdale and whoever plays Gladio.
Chris Patton? Chris Parson?
Chris
One of the two.
Parson.
Chris Parson.
Road Junk Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wait, is that Patton or Person?
That's Parson.
Chris Patton is the anime guy.
Chris Patton does anime.
Yeah.
They
And
both done
Person.
anime, though.
Well, Chris Patton is like he's been in a bunch of anime. Like I know who you're talking
I'm gonna
about.
fact check.
No,
Before get too far.
I know Chris Person is more video game now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
I'm gonna fact check. before I get
when
too
they
far.
did that full announcement and like you were seeing everyone working and talking about their characters and stuff, and as soon as Ardyn showed up and Darren DePaul's talking about Ardyn, and I hear his voice and I see the way that like Darren DePaul just loves playing this character, I'm just like that alone left an impression. Then I played the game and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, this is incredible. Like his performance was easily the best performance in that game was Darren DePaul. But
Okay, it is Person. I wanted to be sure because
Yeah.
their names are too close.
it really is. It's Chris P, basically. No, yeah, it's Darren DePaul is easily one of the best things about that game.
And he's a perfect choice for Ardyn.
He is, yeah. He's
It's just something about the way that he makes him so fucking slimy and dirty.
yeah.
Like that was my first
You
reaction
cannot trust this guy.
when I watched Kingslave because that's when Ardyn first appears and I'm
Yep.
like I heard him and I was like, man, I fucking hate this guy. Like you and
When
your,
I first saw
you and your tacky fashion sense with your one
Trash
wing
Jesus.
with your one winged blade thing.
when I saw him the first time in 15, I immediately went, this guy can't be trusted. I don't trust this guy.
Not at all.
No, not in the least.
But it's also like one thing that people need to keep in mind. Villains don't necessarily have to have the most elaborate origin story.
Mm-mm.
They don't have to have anything unique happen to them. They could have the most cliche backstory ever. It's what they do with that backstory that makes them different.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ardyn could have like the basic thing of like, oh, my parents were killed in a fire or something. And
Now I'm gonna get revenge on the world.
But like, it's
Someone
the,
pissed in my Cheerios and I didn't like
it's,
that.
it's the way that he
Yeah.
holds himself
Yeah.
with that cause in his head, that need for revenge, or that just pure anger that he has.
True, yeah.
It's what he does with that makes him really cool. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to have a unique origin story
Yeah.
or anything that we haven't seen before
Makes
for
sense,
him to be
yeah.
interesting.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Which I feel like is what they did with the DLC. His origin story
You felt his
is
origin
like one of the
story
most
was
cliche stories ever.
And that's probably the issue with me reading it as compared to playing it is I read it and I literally went, are you fucking serious? This is the dumbest thing I've ever
This is the
read.
dumbest
But
premise ever.
also,
Yeah.
this is Final
Square Enix
Fantasy.
can go fuck us up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But also, this is Final Fantasy. A lot of the story bits in all the games are cliche.
Yeah.
Like, Yuna.
Except for Thancred in 14, because Thancred in 14 is his own level of
Well, no,
edge.
but I say like.
Also, Taliesin Jaffe in A Realm Reborn.
But no, I say
No,
like
go
for
ahead.
example, like Yuna in Final Fantasy X. That is a very cliche path that she had to walk.
Yeah.
But that game was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
12 had some really cliche shit, but there were some good characters. Balthier was great. Fran was great.
Fran's one of the hottest Final Fantasy characters, period.
But like, there's gonna be elements in each of these Final Fantasy games that are cliche, that have been done before. We've seen this, blah blah blah, and people still complain that 15's story in general was shit. But
Which
I mean, like,
I've argued for 15 because I think 15 is one of my favorite.
But
Final
I think
Fantasies.
it's like it's what you do with that cliche that makes it unique or makes it enjoyable.
True.
And like
yeah.
for me, like for some video games, I'm easily entertained. I can go with Final Fantasy X and still have a blast. I had fun with 12. I have fun with 13, and a lot of people shit on 12 and 13.
People fucking hate 13, and I think
yeah.
13 and 13 too were great. We've talked in the past about my thoughts on
Lightning
Lightning
Returns.
Returns.
You and I have different opinions on
We
Lightning Returns.
we agree to disagree on Lightning Returns. I couldn't finish it because I didn't like it that at all, and you marathoned it because you loved it that much.
I'm also in the minority because like I hate the battle system for 7. Like I tried playing the PS4 port of it, and I was just so bored. I was just like, hurry up! I want to attack. I don't want to take a turn.
I know. It's when because
Whereas,
for
like,
that one,
7 hasn't aged well.
See, it's like 10 and 12 had that system of like,
Active
yes,
time
it was
ATB,
turn based, but you knew what was who was coming up, and you could plan accordingly. You didn't have to wait on like a meter to load, or like it wasn't. It was kind of a combination of like real time and turn.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't know. With 7, I was just sitting there like, this battle system is so ridiculous. Why do people say this is great?
Because
That's why I'm excited for the remake.
That's
of
what
it,
because that's what we started with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've personally played it, so I love it. I mean, yeah, of course at the beginning it's slow until you get like haste and stuff. So I understand that complaint. But yeah, that's what I started with. That's why I love it. I could play that game all day. I could play all those active like those meter ones. I could do it all day.
Yeah.
Just there, but
yeah, all in all, like Ardyn was great for me.
You liked the Ardyn DLC. Like I said, we have one person specifically, you know who I'm talking about, that said it wasn't worth it and not that great.
Also, for you will love the music in Ardyn. Because his music is
rock.
Fucking banging.
It's rock, right?
There's some bangers.
Wasn't there some rock music when you try on the hats? You were showing it to me? Yeah. I was like, I thought
some
it was
shredding, dude. It was pretty cool.
It's so fucking good.
The thing though is I can listen to the
Ardyn
soundtrack.
likes rock music, confirmed.
Hell yeah. But what I was going to say was that person in particular, they did not like the Ardyn DLC.
Yeah.
But still love 15 though, just this was a big miss.
And that's fine.
And it's sad that was the last DLC. That was their sentiment.
I'm just sad that that's the end regardless, just because like I want to have the other DLC. I want to have the Luna Freya DLC. I want to have fucking Demon Hunter Iris. Because that was an idea.
This will have to be a conversation for a different time because we're trying. Spoiler alert, we're watching the time because we're trying to cap off at around 2 hours. So if we go if you go over 2 hours, it'll be like by a minute or so, not like going to 3 hours. We're trying to like encapsulate everything. But that whole conversation about the DLC thing, because I have strong opinions about that, like I do with everything.
I haven't played before I give any opinions because I haven't.
No, I'm just talking the whole idea of all of these new DLCs, because the long and short of it for me was I think it's too little too late for the DLCs. I think the games the game's run its course. Its relevancy, it to me, it's felt like if they were to do 3 or 4 more DLCs, it's like, all right, they're really trying to get the cash grab at this point. Like they could be good stories, but it's just the trying to crop. And that was my biggest complaint about the DLCs. Weren't necessarily the DLCs per se, although Episode Gladio wasn't really that great.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Core was great, but that was just about...
Core was the only good part about Episode Gladio because we got more Matthew Mercer.
Yes.
But it was one of those things where it took too long to get the DLCs out I had already moved on. And then the fact that they were going to do even more, I think when they had announced they were doing 3 more DLCs, I think my comment to you, May, was like, are you serious? People still play that game?
And I was
I was still replaying the game over and over.
That's when I told you, I said, yes, people are still playing 15.
And the thing is, like, that's not to say, because 15, like I said earlier, 15 is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. It's a fantastic game. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, dude, it's a year and a half plus later. Like, they're still going to do DLC.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were still doing collabs. They did, like, the collab with 14. They had, like, the events that were happening, like, in between then. So it's not like nothing was happening in the game for 2 years.
I know. I don't know. It just felt like they kept dragging it along when they could have just brought it to
I'm
an
ready
end.
for the 15 club of 14.
That's gonna be fun.
That's coming out.
That's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna
Get the
basically.
money for the regalia.
Yeah.
Yep. That's basically. I
Basically.
guess from what they're saying, it's gonna basically take place after Noct. Because at the end of the DLC, from what I read, he gets transported to Eorzea. That's the end of the DLC.
Ah,
so
okay.
it's going to continue from there, basically Noctis being in Eorzea, and we're going to see what happens.
Bro, it says
next.
15. Was
Really?
bad.
Yep, that's what they're saying, because he, at the end, I don't know, you've played it, but that's what they said, it's implied he got transported to Eorzea.
He did, yeah, but then
Yeah.
he went back.
Oh, okay, well maybe that's what's going to be. It's going to show his time in Eorzea, and then it's going to send him right back.
Because basically what it was is he went in Eorzea and he fought alongside someone that was from Eorzea. I can't remember the character name.
What do you look like?
Something May. I remember the May
Something
part.
May.
It's the cat girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the new cat girl that they added. Yeah.
So
yeah.
basically,
He fought along with her, and then when they were all done and everything, he got transported.
Yeah,
back.
basically, so that's probably what's going to be in the collab.
Yeah.
Is going to show Noctis what he's doing in order to show exactly the
Makes
event.
sense.
I'm excited. I hope they get Ray Chase to voice him.
Please.
I hope they do.
That'd be good.
It
He's
comes
the
out-
only one of the boys that got transported. Let him come back.
Yeah, right. Watch, all of his dialogue is going to be non-spoken. It's just going to be text bubbles.
It is. And it's gonna
Nah,
So
I'm going to laugh. I'm like, oh no.
Don't play 14 Ray.
I know, but I hear some of the cutscenes whenever I
yeah.
walk through, and I was hearing Thancred whenever Taliesin was voicing him, so I was just sitting there like, oh, these characters sound really great. So regardless of whether I played or not, I hear them. That's gonna be so
I miss
sad.
Taliesin and Stancred.
I know, Taliesin is thankful.
Anyway.
Also, it's Noctis.
That's true.
I mean, Tekken 7 missed that chance.
Yeah, that was...
Wait, what?
Tekken 7 only had the characters in Japanese.
That made me so mad.
Yeah,
That was great. That was funny.
Tekken 7 is Japanese only.
I can hear Prompto in Japanese. Nocto! And I was just like,
My favorite thing,
Robbie.
we're going to end the podcast right now,
Not
but the
this
last
lucky.
thing I want to say before we do our outro is my favorite thing about Tekken 7 is the scene in the story mode where Claudio, Heihachi, and Anna are all in the same, or Nina are all in the same room, speaking 3 different languages
all
and
understand each
all
other.
understanding each other.
That's
that
Tekken.
was like I was like, this is Tekken.
Remember
at its
Tekken
finest.
4 where Horong spoke English?
Oh, let's not talk about that ever again. That was some of the worst. I was supposed to fight you at the tournament. I was like, oh no. Then I guess I'll have to fight you here. It's like, please shut up,
Don't you
boy.
love voice acting how far it's come?
Oh, the super English for Jin? Yeah. Oh my god, it's like,
Yeah.
I do not want to fight. It's like, stop, cut the feed, we're done.
But yeah, all in all, I'm really sad that that's going to be the last 15 DLC.
Rip.
I'm going to miss the games a
Rip.
lot.
Rip.
I'm
Well,
gonna
we're
be
getting
replaying it a bunch.
we're getting the novel
You are getting it.
where it's supposed to be between Lunafre and Noctis.
I'm
That's
excited. I'm
that's
excited
coming
for the
out.
chapter.
I need that
Where,
novel now.
I'm excited for the chapter where Noctis drew dick butt in the journal. That's my favorite. That's the part I'm excited for.
Wait,
the
would that
most.
be Luna drawing it?
No, it'd be Noctis
Drawing it back to Luna.
Drawing it back to Luna.
That'd be more funny if Luna did it.
Luna drew dick butt.
She's bored sometimes as the Oracle. She needs to draw something.
She needs to
lighten
entertain
her
herself
day.
with memes.
What, what would Noctis enjoy? A good dick butt drawing.
She's like dick butt, and she's like chuckling as she's drawing it.
Noctis looks at it and it's an inside joke.
He's like,
Good one, Luna.
He right to the corner, fucking got him, right?
He just draws like got him.
On that note, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys in a couple weeks. We'll see you guys at Anime Pasadena. See you guys at Ren Fair. Catch you guys in 2 weeks for another episode of the HR Office. You can catch all of us everywhere. Actually, before we go, May, where can people find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Instagram's May Gusto with 2 eyes, and then in Twitter it's Yume Joshi with 2 eyes because I like the 2 eye thing.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Greg Snazzy Gamer.
There are 2 of a lot of things.
There's
like
Drafts.
And where can they find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Mirido cosplay.
For both.
M-I-R-R.
For both, yes.
Yes.
For both.
M-I-R-R.
I made mine easy.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
I like to be weird.
You
and
like to
hard.
be as difficult as possible
Yes.
to find on social media, which I don't blame you.
It's called extra.
I do. I am
Very
extra.
true. Very true. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, and
where do we
enjoying
find you?
everything. I already
You
said
did.
it. I
Greg
already said.
Snazzy
I
Gamer.
already said it. I said it before I said you. I said you
Yeah.
can find me on both
You weren't
Instagram
listening,
and
girl.
Twitter at Greg
I was
Snazzy
paying
Gamer.
attention to you.
Oh, okay, you missed
And
out
you
on
don't
it.
pay attention to your boyfriend. I see how it is.
Haha.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed listening. We will catch you guys in a couple weeks, and until then, we will see you all later.